I've always believed that comics is a legitimate art form, and it was so frustrating being in college. Like, there are certain artists that were allowed into the curriculum and certain artists that weren't. And I would always ask them, like, when I was back in school for painting and printmaking, like, we could look at Andy Warhol, we could look at Ansel Kiefer or David Sally or somebody. But I was like, well, what about Jack Kirby? Like, can we look at Jack? Like, no, that's comic books. And then it's like, okay, well, then is it merely money? Like, do you just want to see some money? Here's Frank Frazetta, motherfucker. You happy now? But then it's like, that's not enough. There is something that's very special to comics that makes it a different art medium. The French call it the ninth, right? We already have dance, poetry, literature, music, right? Go on the line. And then eventually comics is something, it's a weird hybrid of storytelling and picture making. And I think it's its own medium. It's special. It really is.
When footsteps fall in eldritch hollows, and specters flee into the shadows, that is the time when horror's heroes abound, culling the ghouls that go bump in the night.
Happy Halloween, everybody! October 31st, let's go! Friday, a little late for my Wednesday comics. Seeing in this chat, some of you saw my post that I told you there was going to be a delay on Wednesday, or that I wouldn't be able to stream on Wednesday. Some of you didn't. Throwing the blame out there. Comrade Sammy, I'm not just Discord exclusive. I promise you that. But yes, I couldn't stream on Wednesday. As I'd mentioned in that post, my schedule just got kablooied. And there was no way that I could squeeze in a stream. There was just too much going on. Deadlines, meetings, life stuff. It was just insane. And so I couldn't stream, which was a bummer because there was quite a few pretty monumental things. Well, monumental maybe is a little heavy of a word, but noteworthy things that came out on Wednesday as far as books. And we're going to talk about those today, which is pretty exciting. And then also I got a package in the mail over the weekend. So I'm going to unbox that today by none other than Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Not to out him, but yeah, sent me a package. That'll be really fun to look at. Probably a little shocking, a little nostalgic. But I'm excited to open that on stream for you guys. And also, one of the books that came out this week, man, it's got me thinking. Many of you might already know, and it's no surprise, the thumbnail for this show is the Absolute Batman Annual. That'll be the last book we'll look at to do. And that one has been super controversial. Well, again, maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic. In what I'm saying today and the adjectives I'm using today. Let me know if my volume's okay, guys. But it has been getting quite a bit of buzz online, in social media, and a lot of it has to do, well, Absolute Batman tends to get a lot of buzz already. It's a very hot book for DC. But this annual was, they had a couple guest artists on it, one of which is Daniel Warren Johnson, one of the hottest writer-artists right now in mainstream comics. And he did a story in there that is pretty hard-hitting and also gets a political. And so that ruffled a lot of feathers. We had a little bit of conversation that in my Discord channel. For those of you who don't know, I have a Discord channel. I dropped the link earlier in here. I did not pin it. Let me pin that to the top of the chat right now, just in case you fancy joining us on Discord. Please come. It's fun. We've been having some good discussions in there, people sharing comic books they're reading. just sharing just fun daily life things too, which is great. Goes outside of the world of comics, and it's just another way to build community here with you guys all outside of YouTube. But I believe it was Mark's Music Obsession posted it was a convention sketch that DWJ drew that was controversial, and it kind of turned him off to it, right, Mark? So we'll talk about that today. I really was thinking a lot about this comic, and I was like, I might do like a closer look video on it. I haven't done one of those in a long time, and it's kind of worth it. But it does get really political, and with political conversations, not that you want to shy away from them, but they're so polarizing right now. How do you separate politics from the artists? How do you separate somebody's personal beliefs from their art? Can you do that? And if you like that artist so much, but you don't agree with their politics, what does that do with your fandom? Do you just drop them? Like, all that kind of stuff comes out, and it can get ugly. So I really, really love Daniel Warren Johnson, and it made me stop and think, at least when I read this book, of kind of what his approach was, what was he trying to say, and just the overall story. How does that affect the story in of itself? So I've even had a little bit of a discussion with that on somebody else's YouTube channel. I left a comment there because they posted a video also of what they thought of it. So it's going around. We're going to talk about today. That will be the last book we look at today. But yeah, happy Halloween, everyone. I don't know if anyone's having doing anything for Halloween to shoot the fat with you guys and catch up here. But yeah, I don't know if anybody's doing anything. I actually, for once in my life on Halloween, don't really have any plans. So I was debating with the idea of streaming this evening when all the kiddies are like trick-or-treating and all that. But yeah, I was no, there's too many things going on. And again, my life is a little crazy with my schedule. So I was like, I have a little small pocket now. I'm just going to fire up the stream and let's run with it. Let's see what happens. And then for those of you who might be on the East Coast, maybe you have Halloween plans. I don't want to necessarily run into those. So that's why we're here today. And I'm so glad you guys are here. It's fun. Halloween's fun. All I got is this shirt for Halloween. My wife says orange is not good color for Asian skin tone. And she's probably right. But I told her to tell that to the rebel forces. No, I got this shirt because I participated in a trunk or treat event last weekend, and I kind of transformed the back of my trunk. Some of you guys might have seen those pictures on Discord. I transformed the back of my trunk into an X-Wing fighter cockpit. And I spent a couple of weeks kind of building it out of cardboard, spray paint, like random plastic parts. It was really fun. Turned out great. Even went as far as taking an old iPad I had and making it the display, so it had the like Death Star like targeting display animated on it. It was pretty awesome. It actually turned out pretty cool, that part of it. So, but I spent all that time building the dang cockpit. Like, I didn't have any time to make a costume for myself. I'm not the kind of person to order pre-made costumes. That just was like, man, you're cheating. If you don't pull out duct tape, a glue gun, or cardboard, you're cheating when it comes to Halloween costumes. So yeah, I just got this shirt, which is cheating, I guess, but it was pretty cheap, and I just got this shirt on Amazon. So that's my Halloween costume for today. Let us know in the chat any fun Halloween costumes you guys have done in the past, or maybe today, what you're doing for Halloween. But let me catch up here in the chat. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is here.
How do you say monkey in French?
Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, like I said, sent me this package. It's going to be really cool. I've been dying to open it up. Again, it's going to be a blast from the past. Yeah, it'll be great. So glad you're here, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, to witness that. Welcome to Thursday Comics. It's actually Friday. Mark's Music Obsession is in the house. Channel member Mark's Music Obsession So good to see you, Mark. Mark said he's getting groceries right now. Sorry, I'm just turning down the volume a little bit. Is it too loud? Maybe it's just in my ears. And you guys might have already said in the chat whether it's the volume's good or not. And I'm way behind already. But channel member Mark's Music Obsession sent him a little package and sent him back his Web of Spider-Man #1 comic and a little package in that. Cranberry Langers, what in the holy heck? Just dropped a $6 super chat. Thank you. Happy Halloween, everybody. Not doing anything. Awesome. I will take that not doing anything and glad to have you here. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. Much appreciated. Happy Halloween to you. Here comes our Halloween Kiwi. Thank you so much, Cranberry Langers. That's a wonderful treat for today. That's worth it. That's worth it to stream today. Thank you so much. Channel member Cranberry Langers. Also here, Comrade Sammy, the Chat Ninja, the original Chat Ninja. She says, I got a delivery coming in today. Got a choker necklace from Etsy and it looks fire. That's cool. I've never bought a choker necklace from Etsy. I can safely say that. But that sounds great. I think the only thing I've bought off of Etsy was a nerdy t-shirt. Surprise, surprise. And I think that was my do you know what your child is? That my Mutie t-shirt. I think that was the only thing I got at Etsy. I'm not a huge Etsy person. I know there's some great stuff there. Even before, back in the day when I was making original Halloween costumes for my kids, they had some cool stuff that you could buy off of Etsy, which I never pulled the trigger on, but people were selling things on Etsy for Halloween, which were awesome. But they got quite pricey. And I've had some friends even tell me, like, you should sell your, like, Halloween costume stuff or, like, the thing that you did for the trunk or treat. You should sell that on Etsy. And I'm like, who is going to buy a bunch of cardboard, spray painted cardboard that is specifically built to fit in my van? Like, who's going to do that? And I'm not sending them my iPad either. So, yeah, I don't know if that business model works for me, but if somebody knows of a business model that I could plug into, I'd happily make cardboard costumes for somebody who'd be willing to pay me money to do that. But I've yet to find that. I've yet to find that person or that patron. So, good to see you, Comrade Sammy. Let's see, where else? Mark's Music Session says, oh, it begins. I'm just razzing Comrade Sammy. Here we go. The Discord link is pinned at the top. Get out of there, Discord. Yes, come join us on Discord. And then I also have a Fourth Wall account, which you can see the link to that in the description of this video. It should be there. Fourth Wall is there if you want to support me as an artist. I've been doing these master studies. A whole bunch of playlists on my YouTube channel of master studies of, I always trip on this. I need to write a really good synopsis of this master study, but of a comic book page by legends who I admire, comic book artists who I admire. And I reproduce those from blank zero to finish, blank page to finished inks. And in some case, screen tones. And the last one I did was the cover to Web of Spider-Man #1. That was recommended to me to do that by our good friend Mark's Music Obsession. And I streamed that process. It's like a fun time drawing, live streaming with you guys. So you can watch all those streams. I've done 9 of them so far, and we are about to do the 10th one coming up here. And that's taking a little bit of planning for me to figure out what I'm going to present to you. You guys, we're going to do a vote of which master study or which artist you guys will vote on for me to do the master study on. But it's got to be a good one for 10. Definitely has got to be but that's a momentous one. 10 master studies we've done already. So anyway, speaking about Fourth Wall, I'm getting distracted here. Going back to Fourth Wall, if you subscribe as a member on Fourth Wall, you can get high-res scans of all those master studies, the high-res scans of the pencils, high-res scans of the inks, and in this particular case of the Web of Spider-Man page, I did a high-res scan of pencils, inks, and also the screen tone process. So that's really cool. I just wanted to make that available to people who support me that way. And then eventually, as I begin to build out more of what I'm doing here online, if I sell things, sell my original art, Fourth Wall members will get first access to that. And hopefully that'll be worth it for everybody. So that's Fourth Wall for you. Or you could also subscribe to me on YouTube here, and you can become a channel member and you get access to cool little emojis and badges, as some of you might see already floating around in the chat. Here we go. Mark's Music Possessor. He's right. Posted it on YouTube. That's right. Even Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 saw that. Yes, I did, Comrade Sammy. Must have missed it. YouTube doesn't notify someone when it puts YouTube doesn't notify when someone puts out a post. It's not my fault. Yeah, it's true. It's true. YouTube is kind of spotty with the notifications, as we've known over the course of me streaming here. And I've also heard recently that YouTube's doing some weird things for independent creators versus like established brands. So people are complaining about it. To be honest, without any like auditing mechanism where you can really see what's going on in the back end code, we don't really know. Everybody, at least as far as I know, content creators, you're just kind of guessing and just watching the analytics a little bit, which might even be a game within a game, you know, like YouTube might be doing these like analytic throttling to make the content creators like totally connected or like engaged themselves in how they work in YouTube, because they're like, oh, if YouTube is doing this, then I got to change my strategy and do this, and they're more engaged as well as content creators. I don't know. We really don't know. We're just I think it's just a big guessing game. That's what I found as long as I've been doing this, which hasn't been that long. Cranberry Landers just gifted 5 memberships. Wow, man, you are on a tear, dude. I think we should wish that Cranberry Landers is not busy more often, because he's doing all these awesome things here. Thank you, Cranberry Landers. That deserves a Kiwi. Here we go. Another Kiwi for Cranberry Landers, channel member. Mark's Music Obsession says, who is this Shanth character? And he is referring to Cranberry Landers. I will get, you know what? I haven't even played Cranberry Landers sound effect here.
This is a cranberry, full of power.
He's done so much already, and I haven't played that. Thank you, Cranberry Landers. Happy Halloween to you. Thank you for all the love today. I really appreciate it. Speaking of Shanth, Shanth is my good friend, one of my oldest friends, and I played the trailer to his book, Nosfera the Cryptwalker, right before this stream started. And it's this Halloween trailer because I believe Nosfero Second Chance Edition and the Art Edition are closing today on the campaign, on Shanth's Indiegogo campaign. Why is that? There we go. Here is his campaign on Indiegogo, on newly minted Indiegogo. It's kind of weird what they did with the interface. They rehauled their whole site. There's a lot of people complaining about it. But anyway, here it is. Indiegogo, you can back it. But that was the trailer that I played at the beginning of this stream. And I wanted to make sure to give a shout out to my buddy Shanth, because he's working so hard on this and also his other campaign, Spring Ball, Terminal Monstrosity. But yes, I believe this campaign is closing out today, October 31st, which is a fitting day for him to do it. So if you haven't backed this project, please go do that today. You don't want to miss out on this. He already had a first printing done. This is your chance to get second printing or an art edition. I backed both. I backed all three, and I even backed a head sketch, pen and ink head sketch in one of the editions. I can't remember which one, but oh no, that wasn't in Nosfero. That was Spring Ball. Getting him confused. Sean's got a couple campaigns going on, but anyway, beautifully done. It's one of my favorite things that Sean has ever done, and I've seen a lot of the work that he has put into just his career, but in comics. And it's one of the most pure, amazing things that he has done. It is 100% Shanth. And if you like pulp, H.P. Lovecraft kind of Hammer horror films, that's what this is all about. It's a fully painted comic, and it's just an amazing story. It's even as stunning as the artwork is, and you can see some of the let me make sure I'm yeah, you can see some of the spreads here. The story is very much Shanth, and it's who he is through and through. So it's just, if you like this kind of art, if you like Shanth as a person, and he has his own YouTube channel, go subscribe to that, Shanth and Jetty Art. Wonderful guy, just all around outstanding dude. Like I told you, one of my oldest friends, and he just loves comics, and he's just fun. He has a fun stream. He does all sorts of stuff on his streams, all sorts of different streams. He has drawing streams, painting streams. He has Pizza Live, where he watches old movies and comments on it. He's just a great dude, great teacher. So yeah, go back his campaign if you haven't already. Don't miss out on this. I don't think it's going on beyond October 31st. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure this is it. So yeah, wanted to give some shout out to that, and it's Halloween, so it's very apropos for him to close his campaign today. It is Halloween, isn't it? Yes, it is. Mark's Music Obsession dropping those channel member emojis, which look like just text on Ecamm, but they look great on the YouTube chat, everyone. Trust me. You can see it on there. Awesome ones in the house. Happy All Saints Day.
Yes, that's awesome.
Happy All Saints Day to you. Awesome one. I always blame you. This isn't, it's true. That is default. Jeffrey Beats says, it's 5 a.m. here.
10%
Holy
bogan,
moly.
50% bogan, 100% bogan.
Jeffrey Beats, thank you for coming in and hanging in there for 5 a.m. What are you doing at 5 a.m., my friend? I would, I could share with you guys, part of the reason why my Wednesday got all crazy this week was I pulled an all-nighter earlier in the week with this deadline. I haven't pulled an all-nighter in a long time. And it got to that point at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, if I try and get a couple hours of sleep, I'm going to be wasted in the morning. And I had a meeting the next day. So I'm like, I just gotta power through. I can do it. And I was still, like cooking. The brain was still turning. So you get to that tipping point where you're like, am I going to close my eyes, or is it going to be worth it? Or I just hang in there, and I hung in there. But 5 a.m. Jeffrey Beats, that's crazy. Jeffrey Beats also has been posting some amazing stuff on Discord. If that can be more of an incentive to join that Discord channel. He's been posting some great stuff just about his life in Mianjin, Australia. And he even posted this awesome video of his comic book store that he goes to, which made my heart just totally sing when I saw it. I was like, wow, that's cool. Because you guys know I love visiting comic book stores and just seeing how stores are different no matter wherever you go. They just have their own life and their own personality. So cool to see one on the other side of the world. And thank you, Jeffrey Beats, for posting that. Awesome one says it's nice and sunny out. Dang kids will be out then. Ugh. Oh, you don't want to like celebrate with the kids? Come on, it's Halloween. Mobig's in the house. Mr. Mr. Sunshine himself.
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
First thing I heard was 69. What? Did I even say that? Did I even? Oh, 1969. There we go. Mr. Monkey Boy 1960. That's it. Okay, that was a good timing, maybe. Mr. Monkey Boy says it's a little low. Oh, dang it. All right, let me make it a little louder. That was probably 20 minutes ago that you said that, so hopefully it wasn't too low. Awesome One said, is Batman's legs even thicker? Yes, they are, actually. Hyperbolic. Volume is great. Mark's music session. Wow, did I just make it louder for no? Turn up your volume. It's just going to go up and down all day because you guys are going to change your minds. Mo Big says, I'm starting to think the absolute Batman sales are a psyop. It might be. You don't know. You don't know. Controversy gets clicks, and in this case, gets sales, right? So who knows if DWJ, and we'll get into it later, but who knows if he did a safer story or a not so controversial story, would it be selling as much as it is right now? Because I haven't heard of the numbers yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna like go haywire, and a lot has to do with DWJ's his reputation and his fandom. Like, he's meteoric right now, so that has a lot. I don't want to take away from that at all. But you add some controversy in there, poof, yeah, it's gonna go crazy. Absolute Batman Annual is good. I enjoyed it, but not as much as the regular series. Jeffrey Beat says, "Yep, I agree with you on that." AI buying Batman books to use for Kindle for firewood pizza places. I was following that a little bit, and then I'm not. I'm like, yeah, what? Awesome One, always tearing it up here in the chat. Yes, I did, and yes, it did. Yes, yeah. You may have just cracked the case. Did Batman join Antifa? You'll see. I think Rocky is alluding to the Marvel crossover where Batman kills Iceman. See, I almost think that's a lot. That could have been a lot smarter. I like that, Mo Biggs. I like that. Happy Halloween to you, Cranberry Langers. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is sitting in his chair. That's his Halloween plans. Doing absolutely nothing. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Love it. My Halloween plans are to carve a pumpkin and stuff my face with sugary treats. So are you the kind of person, Comrade Sammy, that carves pumpkins on the day of? I know there's some people that have like this tradition to do the carving on the day of Halloween. I always thought they were just too last minute, but some people only do it on Halloween. Like, that's part of the event. Before, when I would carve pumpkins with my kids when they were much smaller, we'd do them like, a couple weeks in advance at least. But you had to time it in a way that, and I have mistimed this in the past, where you don't want the pumpkin to start rotting on the day of Halloween, because that's not a good look, especially if you put like candles inside and like the face is collapsing on itself. So I learned this little trick where if you use some like spray can oil, like spray oil, cooking oil, and you spray after you do the carving, and you empty out all the insides, and you spray the inside of the pumpkin, it preserves it a little longer. But yeah, decomposing pumpkin is gross. It's nasty. Maybe it goes along with the like Halloween theme, but it's really nasty. So yeah, let us know, Comrade Sammy, if that's how you do your if you pumpkin carve on the day of, or it's just last minute, because you only got a few hours for people to see it. Mark's Music Sessions is a delivery in 5 minutes, which it may have already come at this rate that I'm going. Maybe go out to celebrate a 2-week late birthday for my brother at a Chinese buffet. That sounds good. Sound levels are fine now. Rocky is doing a Halloween costume contest with his cats. The winner of each round gets a treat. The whole thing is just a setup for him to give good costumes to his favorite cat. Aw. Don't worry, Rocky. You look really white. I can change that. I can, but I won't. That's interesting that Absolute Batman had that effect. I didn't relate it to what you were talking about. Really, Jeffrey Beats? No kidding. All right. We're going to get into it. It's going to be good. It'll be a good discussion. I'm just maybe ordering a pizza, handing out candy to kids. Not many kids. I used to live in a neighborhood, the one that I flooded in a lot. For those of you who've heard my story, that neighborhood is insane during Halloween. It's literally as crowded. Some years it was as crowded as like Disneyland crowded. It was just so jam packed. The houses there are semi-detached, so they're like right butt up against each other, which I think makes for a good Halloween trick-or-treat experience. You don't have to walk that much to get to the next house. And it was just a tradition even before we moved into that neighborhood of that this was a Halloween destination. And it was amazing. They had houses that would decorate in conjunction with each other. They had like a whole theme going on. I wasn't part of those group of houses, but it was like they would do a Harry Potter theme and you had to go from house to house. It was like the different schools, get stamps, and they would give you a poster. It was crazy. And it has just become a destination. And that was an awesome place. We would host people to come over. We would be like a home base for people to go out and trick or treat, and then you'd hand out candy too. But the candy handing out process was so stressful because there were so many kids that you had to have pounds and pounds and pounds of candy. Otherwise, you would run out within the first hour, and then you're going to be like that house that ran out of candy, like the house in the midst of like crazy crowds. So we would do things like we would make it when people would come and visit. It would be we would make food and snacks and all that kind of stuff. But we would require people to bring a large jumbo bag of candy to come to our house because we needed the stock. And then also there was one year that my kids went out and it was insanely crazy. And I think today is going to be a crazy Halloween day because it's a Friday. But I think it was a Friday, and we ran out of candy too early. And so all the kids that came back that were part of our house, we like took their candy and redistributed out. We let them keep some of it, but we were like, just give us the candy. And we like started giving it out because we just ran out. And it's too hard to shut your house down in the midst of all the crowd, the throngs of kids coming, because, like there's no pause in it. Like it's just a constant stream of kids like coming for candy. So made it really fun. Cranberry Langer says you look fine in orange, Rocky. Yeah, I guess so. Orange is a tough color. It's a tough color, but man, come on. You could cosplay as pet. No, I wouldn't do that. Side benefit of making your own costumes is that certain glues are inhalants. The glue crew, #crackpack. My Halloween costume is a sweaty gym girl who just got done working out. Hey, that works. That works. You dying. I've been waiting a week plus. Sorry, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. I know. I appreciate your patience on it. But I also, I wanted to make a point to open it on stream, and I just couldn't get the stream out. So volume's okay. Okay, awesome. #PU Sammy. Is that how you spell PU? I guess I read it right. Pius Sammy. Or Zeus. Puce Sammy. Mo Biggs indeed it did. Happy Halloween. Halloween Kiwi. That's right. Bad storms are here last night. So not much Halloween happened. We had a dozen people trick or treat. Oh yeah, that sucks when the weather doesn't cooperate on Halloween. Especially if you're like looking forward to it, or you make a homemade costume, it gets rained out. That's a bummer. Did you adopt a white kid from a trailer park for the meme, Rocky? No. You should get one, Rocky. You'd look great with a choker. All right. Send me the link. Rocky got the pig feeder lady choker. It molded after his hand in a choking position. Oh my gosh. That's dark, Mo Biggs. Come on, man. I bought some stickers from Makini Draws a couple years ago on there, I think, on Etsy. Oh, okay, Makini Draws. Never heard of them. I read Batman Last Halloween last night. Great ending, but the series was a little dull, Jeffrey Beat says. That is another one of the book. It was perfect timing that the last issue of that series, it ended this week, came out on the week of Halloween. It's almost like they planned that. The series was a little dull. Yeah, I mean, we can talk. We for sure will talk about it when we get there. Jeff Loeb, the writer, not my favorite. Not my favorite. People are dumb, Rocky. They buy bananas taped to the wall for millions. Yeah, maybe I should add a banana to my Halloween contraptions, and then people will pay a lot of money for it. It's Halloween. Rocky has 7 subscribers away from 666. Are we that? We are at 659. That's amazing, guys. 659 subscribers. Maybe we can get 7 more. How cool would that be if I got 7 more subscribers today, and it got to be the number of the mark of the devil? I mean, that wouldn't be cool, but would it? Maybe it would be cool. I'll unsub to save his soul. Thank you. Last Master Study was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Jeffrey Beats. It was really fun. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Turned out it's one of my favorites that I've done so far out of the 9. Really good. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 has thrown out a suggestion of Mignola. That could be cool. That could be cool. Yeah, we are heading. Awesome One channel member dropping those emojis. I'm heading to that 60 minutes behind from the chat. Old Mignola, before he decided Hellboy shouldn't have shoulders. Oh, come on. I love the triangle shoulders. Did I show you guys this statue I have? So, Mignola, wait, let's see. This will give you some context. So Mignola did this cover for Batman Black and White, that series, Volume 2. He did this cover of the Batman. This is a cropped off image. I wonder if they have the actual full image in here. But you guys probably have seen it. Is it not in here? Maybe it's in 1. Oh, here it is. So this cool, awesome Mignola no shoulder Batman. I love it. Oh my gosh, that image is just incredible. And then they made statues. They started doing collectible statues of it. And at the time I was super excited about it. And look at this statue. But I love the detail of the no shoulders. Taking Mignola's work and turning it into, let's see if I can get it in focus a little bit better. Not really. Taking Mignola's artwork and turning it in 3 dimensions is not as easy as you would think because his art is so graphic and flat, but they did a fantastic job on this statue. And it's one of my favorite Batman Black and White statues. But I just thought they did that. Just looks like a Mignola drawing. It's amazing. And it's all about those non-shoulders. So I love it. It's also the barrel chest. This literally a barrel chest. I love it. Cranberry Landers gifted 5 memberships. Invade the chat with turtle timers. Eric Weathers received a membership. Nice. Griever Enterprises. Never heard of them. Optimus Prime? Wow. The leader of the Autobots subscribes to my channel? That's amazing. Casey Anthony showed up last stream. Emo Trash got a membership. Amazing. That's awesome. And no, Awesome One already had one. Up to 1 billion or more users and millions of channels. I appreciate the attempt, Cranberry Lancers. What is it, Mo Biggs? What is it, man? What is going on? Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says, I fart in Google's general direction. I think Maycroft shared his anti-Mo GIF filter. I forgot to turn that off. The anti-Mo GIF filter. That's amazing. Pig feeder lady. Lindsay Rose, who I don't think she's here in the chat yet or right now, but she posted a video in Discord about the San Francisco Zoo. And it's funny because I actually remember this happening. I was already here. I had already moved to San Francisco. But there was a couple of like bad instances where this one tiger attacked and kind of chewed off the arm of her trainer or the person in charge of the tigers, and they didn't put her down or anything. They just kind of realized, oh, the way that we have this cage and this feeding system is dangerous, so they like did some changes. But then I think maybe a year later there was an incident where three young men were in the zoo. It was like closing time, and some suspicious activity happened where the tiger got out, chased one of the kids down, and mauled him to death. Really horrible. It was all in the news, and all of a sudden, it started coming out like they weren't cooperating with the police. That the two surviving boys weren't cooperating with the police, and come to find out, they were taunting the tiger, possibly like throwing things at it, and somehow that tiger got out of the cage and chased them down in the zoo and like mauled this kid to death. Really horrific. But it went, the court of public opinion went from, oh my gosh, how could the zoo have these safety measures not in place? And it was really bad for the zoo. And then when all these details started coming out, people were like, why were you doing that, kid? Like, I think the family eventually sued the zoo, maybe settled in court. I don't know. But I mean, it's horrible that somebody lost their life. But I'm like, why are you taunting a tiger? That's kind of crazy. Anyway, gory story. But hey, it's Halloween. And that is the exact zoo that I go and I do some of my live streaming sketches there, which I haven't done in a while. But that's the same exact zoo, the San Francisco Zoo. And the tiger, I don't even know. The tiger cage there is different. Like I don't even know if there are any active tigers there. I know there's lions, and the way they built that lion environment, like it is far, like you are super far from the lions, nowhere near them. And one of the coolest things when I first moved to the city was going to see them do the like big cat feeding, where you could see them like throw chunks of red meat at it. But they've closed that down because that's where that zoo employee got her arm mauled off. So kind of crazy. Mo, leave now and you'll get gifted 80% of the time I receive when not watching. It's true. And again, I think it's YouTube does it to try and entice people back. So I don't know. It penalizes people that are engaged. It's weird. But I don't want to leave. What if I want to come back and the show is over? So sad. I was trying to get more of the folks in chat. I know. It sucks. Emo Trash is here. She's almost slightly offended that she got a membership. Who's giving me a membership? Emo Trash says. How are you doing, Emo Trash? Happy Halloween. How dare you? You are now a channel member, Emo Trash. You better drop those emojis like it's no tomorrow, Finally going to get my huge Nosfero perk pretty soon. Can't wait. The art books alone. Yes. Mark's music obsession, huge backer of my buddy Shant, and I know he appreciates you so much, Mark, as do I. So yeah, I know you already own an original piece by Shant, right? An original painting. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. If I know Shant, and I do, he goes above and beyond when it comes to stuff that he sends out. So aloha, happy Halloween. His yapping is out of hand today. It is. I've only read like two. It's true. It's true. Happy Halloween. That's the trick. You guys got tricked into a overwhelming spiral of yapping. Do you put those books in your bathroom library, Rocky? No books in the bathroom. There's too much moisture. Big boy burgers in the house. I'm gonna make big boy burgers. Wait, am I that far behind? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make, dang it. I am so far behind. Oh, here we go. Definitely gonna make Big Boy Burgers a moderator is 2. Happy wrenching Big Boy Burgers. Nosfero is excellent, Mo Big says. It was great. Not gonna lie, the membership popping in my face is what reminded me that was online. There you go. Booyah. Saw the notification, got distracted, and completely forgot about it. Dang. I'm so sad. Emo Trash, now we just need you to bring Bug John to get in here. That's right. We're like in second season of this channel, guys. Like, there's new characters coming in. The old characters got to come back for the reunion. We're all gonna meet in what happens like in Facts of Life or like those old sitcoms where they would have the like special episode where they go and travel overseas. That's what's gonna happen. Happy Halloween. He got me an A last semester. I moved on to better things. I did not. John's just changed your name, and also Rocky hasn't updated his YouTube studio to show our full names yet. I don't think that's in my settings. I think that's automatic. I don't know. Rocky hasn't pulled an all-nighter this intense since that sultry night. Oh gosh. Love the original Rocky art that accompanied my wedding. Yes, I sent Mark's music obsession a little special something. Had to. I gave him a sketch, one of my zoo sketches. So hope you enjoyed that, Mark's music obsession. That's what coffee is for, Rocky, to make up for bad decisions. I had 3 cups that day. Absolutely. Where are Lindsay, John, and Timmy? Halloween kids to me are like how Mo feels about weebs. There's my 4th wall link. Thank you, Mark's music obsession. Hit the like, peeps. Absolutely. So he did join Antifa. Batman is Antifa. Kind of. I heard Absolute Batman killed King Tut and said no more kings. That's a stretch. Mo Biggs. I'm watching some Italian tours and some graffiti has Antifa tags. Plus Antifa started in Italy, I think, but is now more a political tool. The word Antifa sounds Italian. Antifa. Not so threatening when you add a Mario accent to it. I want a little Antifa. Ironically, an issue guest written by Tom King. You think I would learn to get one sooner, as I was left to buy the small pumpkins that were left at the bottom of the bins? Oh, really? I always find nobody runs out of pumpkins, at least not where I was. There's always too many pumpkins. I haven't really seen kids in the last 3 years, Cranberry Ranger says. Adam's in the house. What's up, Adam?
This is Adam.
Hey.
I ordered Absolute Batman Annual because of my boy. That's right. Adam has, I remember Adam coming in here and given a lot of fandom to DWJ in some of the earlier streams that when you first joined here, Adam. So yeah, I would love to know what your opinion is on it, at being a huge fan of his stuff. Trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood have been way down since COVID. Yep, it's taken a while for it to swing back. I think this year is going to be a good one, though. Again, because of that Friday. Halloween, in the middle of the week, is always you got to go to school, or kids got to go to school the next day, go back to work. So it's nice that it's on a Friday. Can stay out late, gorge on candy, and sleep in. I try not to get too political, so we took the kids' candy and we... Yes. That was my lesson in communism. My trick-or-treat communism. Orange is a color that needs to be paired well with something else. Brown, maybe? Orange is black. Yes. Orange is also our baseball team, San Francisco Giants. They're orange. So every time I wear something, most of their fan shirts are orange or black. My wife's like, that's not a good color on you. I kind of approve of fewer kids doing trick-or-treating. Come on, man. Trick-or-treating is so fun. Does getting 666 subs on Halloween count as a trick-or-treat? Maybe. Maybe. Web of Spider-Man cover was epic and Rocky did a fantastic job, but is it really a masterpiece if he doesn't spill ink everywhere? I like that. You got the setup and then the payoff there at the end of it. I prefer Hellboy with shoulders, Cranberry Ranger said. Really? Come on. Amazing. Hellboy is greater than Hellsoy. Sumo Thori's in the house. What's up, Sumo Thori, channel member? Great to see you. Well, we were in, I think it was Michael Bancroft had an art share yesterday that I was able to join in the chat, and Sumo Thori was there, and he was like, I was going to show up, but you didn't stream. I know. The disappointment that I face when I don't follow a schedule is huge. Weighs on me heavy. But great to see you, Sumo Thori. I just like when Hellboy is on paper. Yeah, he's made for 2D. He's made for 2D. People have tried animation, like 3D animation in that style, game animation, the toys. There's been some awesome Hellboy toys that have come out. Some people are like, they're getting it with trying to translate his 2D-ness into 3D. But yeah, ultimately, Hellboy is very much like made for comics and only comics. I think got that book. I don't know if you're subscribed, but we're trying to get Rocky to 666 subs on Halloween, Sumo Thori. That would be amazing. That would be incredible. 666 would be like having a choice of candy corn and pineapple pizza at a party. Pineapple pizza all the way. I know people are really against pineapple pizza. I have nothing against pineapple pizza. Candy corn is nasty. That stuff is nasty. I've never, ever understood why chewing on candle wax that looks like a safety cone is a thing. It's nasty. That looks like a statue Bancroft would use as a bike seat, except he's not a DC guy. I'm always amazed at Bancroft's great lack of knowledge of some certain comic stuff when he was like, I've never heard of that guy. Who is this? Barry Windsor Smith? I'm like, you've never heard of Barry Windsor Smith? I'm just making that up, but like stuff like that always flabbergasts me, even though he's a comic guy. It's kind of crazy. Sumo Thori subbed already. Thank you so much, Sumo Thori. I appreciate that. Oops, forgot. Hi, Blinky Printer. There he is. Mel, are you subbed? Mauled him like he had to shop all day. God. That is a bad joke. If a tiger is biting off a person's arm, you should put it down. You know, if you watch that video, go see, join my Discord, pinned at the top of the link, just to watch that video. They interviewed somebody who was there when it happened, because the feeding is live, right? There was an audience, a crowd watching, and they didn't know what to do. Like, it just happened so fast, and the tiger grabbed her arm, but the person they interviewed just kept saying, like, he chewed her whole hand. There were strings. Like, it was gnarly the way he was describing it on, I think it was on the news. And it was just frightening. So I can't even imagine. Once they get a taste of human, and that is true, Sumo Thori, because they were saying this tiger was escaped its cage and was roaming the zoo. And the zoo, the San Francisco Zoo, is quite large, the amount of space they have. And everybody was, the people that were still there were like locking themselves away. And the two kids that were, the other two that survived, I don't know if they also got hurt or whatever, but apparently that tiger walked past other people and didn't even like flinch and go after him. It was like hunting for those specific boys, which is scary as all get out, because I think it tasted their blood or knew that they were the ones who attacked it or instigated the event. And so it was targeting those kids, which is so frightening. That's what happens. I mean, kinda. It sounds like you may be trying to implicate the original trainer in hiring those kids to taunt the tiger, but none of her fingerprints were... Wow. You guys have got dark humor down, man. Ooh. I mean, the tiger didn't ask to be caged. It's true. It is true. He's probably got inspired by Antifa Batman to harass that tiger. Reminds me of our Lord and Savior Harambe. Oh my gosh. Harambe? I don't know what that is, Adam. Watch out for these penguins. Do you draw pics of the tigers with big noses and show it to them, Rocky? No. Gosh. Holy cow. I don't know how to spell caricatures. That is exactly how you spell it, Sumo Theory. Well done. I own 2 original Sean pizzas. Awesome. Mark's music obsession is the definition of a patron. Congratulations, Big Boy Burkers. May as well wrench Sumo. Oh yeah, Sumo. Yeah, heck yeah. Mod crew. Sumo, don't destroy anything here, okay? We've had one occasion. Seems like it was forever ago, but we had one occasion where we had a rogue mod. But I know you are you're a veteran of chats, so there you go. Welcome Sumo Thori. Double trouble now, that's right. We'll find out I'm here when we reach the end of the stream. We all remember our wrenching. There you go. Thanks for the enthusiastic vote of confidence. I'm trying to be casual with it, so I feel like it was his idea. Hey, that was started before I knew of you, Sumo Thori, so no insult intended. Or maybe it is. Sumo's comments about fat people are being suppressed, Rocky. Antifa started in Germany. Makes sense. Yes, makes sense. There are always too many pumpkins. Let's change the subject before Rocky tells us about his final pumpkin solution. What's up, Zaid Comics Phil? How you doing? Just backed his book, No Strings. I think he had a closeout stream last night. I wasn't able to see that, but he has a cool little book coming out. The Man with No Strings. Looks like this cool Western. The artwork looks amazing. He's printing out an ash can. Go back his campaign. I like the Batman figurine though. It's awesome. I have a few. I only got 3 out of that Batman black and white. I got that one, the Paul Pope one, which is awesome, and also Steve Rude one, which was really cool. Speaking of Master Studies, I'm still waiting for my requested artist. Are you talking about Darrow, Adam? That one's scary. My arm, speaking of arms getting eaten by a tiger, my arm would fall off if I did a Darrow Master Study. I gave Suma the hard sell to check out the channel almost as hardcore as Rocky's Discord propaganda, and then Rocky canceled the show. Don't worry, Rocky. It's all pressure for you to keep up the schedule. No big deal. Oh, yeah. Candy corn is a travesty. I'm ordering pizza with pineapple right now and barbecue sauce. Well done. Yeah. Pineapple pizza is so good. Why did Canada try to pin it on Hawaii? Canadian bacon, that one I'm a little effy on. Pineapple on pizza, fine. I like the salty, sweet aspect of it. Round Table has a great pizza called the Maui Zowie, which is their version of a pineapple pizza. It's great. And then instead of Canadian bacon, they use American bacon or regular bacon, however you want to call it. And it's amazing. But yeah, Canadian bacon, I always like, it's just like tiny hams. I don't know. I may be in the minority here, but I do love candy corn. Definite minority. Mark's Music Obsession, we have a new Shelby today, Phil says. Is that the crazy Shelby 3D printed thing? Okay. Dark Holiday calls for dark humor. That's right. You don't know about Harambe? I don't. Harambe was the gorilla that Oh! I didn't know him by name, but now I do. Got it. Wow. Okay. Harambe. Somebody send me some links about Harambe. Harambe got shot? Oh my gosh. Banger's comic knowledge of BWS threw me too. It's that nasty VB that he drinks. Oh, the beer. He's still amazing considering this. Bangers for Prime Minister. Jeffrey Beats is a fan. Didn't we introduce you, Jeffrey Beats? I feel like that happened here on this channel. That we said, hey, you should check out Bancroft. He's from Australia. I think we did. I'm going to take credit for that. Harambe got shot and the whole world has been in a dying war. Oh, okay. All right. I need to catch up on my Harambe knowledge. There we go. Sumo Thori's got the power. Emo trash. Welcome to the mod squad. That's right. Stick around long enough. Rocky will give you your very own soundbite. I'll try. I've got some people on the list. I've been lacking a little bit on. No, I think I got most of the mods here. But yeah, I've got a couple new ones I got to do. Glad Rocky finally stopped calling Phil's book The Gun with Strings. Phil says, thanks, Rocky. We start printing this weekend. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I love me some ash cans. I love the black and white art. And the artist that Phil has on that book looks amazing. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love, the spin on it. The story looks cool. So yeah, really excited to check that out, Phil. And when I receive it, I for sure will show it here on stream. So congratulations on that. Great looking stuff. You did introduce me to Bangers. That's right. Yes. That's what we do here. Holy cow. It's over an hour and I finally catched up on the stream. Oh my gosh. Apologies, guys. Apologies. But it's all good. Make sure you hit that like before you disown this channel for going on too long. Make sure you hit that like. Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys been here. Maybe it's been too long since we caught up, and that's why I feel like I need to. So what is the guy says for Alan sound? Can't hear the last part well enough. Alan sound. Oh, my friend Alan? This one.
Hey kid,
What?
I'm a computer.
I'm a computer. Those are the funniest things. You know what I'll do? I don't know if I can do it here on YouTube. And I'm not trying to overly push the Discord thing, but because, you can show things without worrying about getting copyright issues or whatever. I will post Mark these G.I. Joe things. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they are so funny. Somebody basically took the G.I. Joe knowing is half the battle lessons from the old cartoon and dubbed them with crazy dialogue, and it just became this viral hit. Before people knew what a viral hit was, it became this viral thing. And that clip is from one of the shorts. And Alan and I, because we used to work together, we would just laugh and laugh and laugh and watch these videos over and over and over and again. And so it just became a running joke. And so when I was thinking of his soundbite, that came up. So that's where it is. Cool. Thanks, Rocky. We'll look for them. Yeah, I'll post the link in Discord after the stream so you can see. All right, so let's get to some comics now. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to see. And for sure, this first one is this unboxing from none other than Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. I took off all the address stuff. I don't want us to get doxxed. But look at that. Look at all these stamps. Are these 2-cent stamps or something? Mr. Monkey Boy? That's amazing. So yeah, he sent me this package. He sent me a link on the side, a DM on the side. He was asking me a question about this, and I was shocked. Let me just make sure as I open it up, I'm not revealing anything that I shouldn't be. But I was shocked at that he would have this. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, I believe you said you got this off of eBay, which is crazy to me. Here's the interior packaging. Oh gosh, I don't want to slice anything I shouldn't be. If John were here, he would he would criticize me for using an X-Acto blade. Here it is. This is the craziest. I'm a little embarrassed, but this is the craziest thing ever. Okay. I actually wish that Alan was here because he would understand this. So this is called The Diary of a Little Lost Ghost. And this is a book that my company produced our own. I don't know if I want to call it a storybook. It was a way of us to just do kind of cool artwork and try our hand at producing something to sell at conventions. So I used to have a animation studio I started with a couple of my friends, one of them being Alan Lau, actually, Speak of the Devil. And it was called Ghostbot, Ghostbot. And we had this company for, over a decade. And focus was on animation, but we also wanted to get into publishing and just creating our own ideas, yada, yada, comics, all that kind of stuff. And so this was one of our attempts to do it. We would go to comic book conventions and even set up a booth at San Diego Comic-Con. We'd have our own booth. We'd sell swag. We'd sell T-shirts, stickers, buttons, prints. And then one year we got the crazy idea of producing our own book. And this is a copy of one of them. I have no idea who you bought this from, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, because we literally only sold it. No, we actually, maybe we did sell it online. Man, if Alan was here, he would maybe remember better than I do. But let me just zoom in a little bit closer. But if we did sell it online, we didn't sell that many. Most of the way we sold this was through conventions. And then we'd give them away to like clients and stuff like that. But then we also did sell a few through Stuart Ing Books. Stuart Ing Books, Stuart, S-T-U-A-R-T, Ing, N-G Books. He's got a great store in Southern California, sells all sorts of comic stuff, animation stuff, and bande dessinée. He's a big fan of like the French comic scene, European comic scene. And we did meet him at one of our conventions and sold books through his store, a good chunk of books through his store. So I don't know, but I have no idea who. This is in really good condition too. So yeah, we just produced one book here. Oops. And let's see. Not trying to over push the Discord thing. Don't lie, Rocky. You always push Discord too hard, especially when it comes to guilt tripping me and Mobigs. Okay, that's true. The Hump Day Camel should be part of my Wednesday comics show, Rocky. That's a good idea. We'll have to remember that for more emojis or something. I shared the new Shell Bean on Discord. Thank you, awesome one. I'll check that out. Okay, cool. All right, so this is the book we produced. I painted this cover. This was in 2009. My gosh. I painted this cover. And this character, Little Lost Ghost, was an idea that we had for it was kind of it actually, to be honest, was like we were just drawing cool little ghost girls and our take on it. And so the three owners of the company, myself and two other guys, Alan Lau and Brad Rao, we all had our own different styles, but we liked very similar things. And so sometimes we would have these moments where we would just come up with a concept and then just do a sketch off, and we would each do our own take on it. And so, and it would feed off of each other. It would be exciting. And, we'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I'll do it. So we came up with this concept, Little Lost Ghost. We didn't really have a story for it, but we were just doing all these designs. And then we didn't know what to do with these designs. So we actually ended up writing a story, pitched it as like a TV show. And we did prints, like I said, but we just had all these kind of cool, crazy designs here. Oh my gosh. You have an Alan Lau drawing in here already. So we did these. Oh my gosh. We did these blocks here so that at conventions we could sign it for each artist. So I would take one of these squares, Brad would take one, and Alan took one. And you have an Alan Lau drawing in here already. That's awesome. Holy cow. So yeah, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 asked me if I would draw in it. So I will. I will for you. That is so cool. I can't even remember what. Oh no, I do remember what I used to draw in this square. That is so cool. Okay, so here's some of our artwork. Man, this is old stuff. And this character, we called her Misfit. And we just wrote this little story with her in it. Yeah, and then she had this little character attached to her, like his name was Mute, and basically she couldn't, the story with her was like she couldn't deal with like the outside noise of life, so she connected this tiny creature to her helmet, and he pumped in silence, and his name was Mute. He pumped in silence into her head. Make sure that this is focused. It doesn't look focused to me. There we go. So yeah, we did just tiny vignettes here, had it designed like a book format, like a little kid's book format. These cute little characters. We had all these random designs we didn't know what to do with, so we just put it into it. That's the cool thing when you own your own company. You're like, oh, let's make a book. So we did. This was one of my designs here. This like crazy, I don't know, alien character. Just fun stuff. It was just like, what is your version of a little lost ghost and what world would she live in? So these were different other renditions we had. Cranberry Langer says, Misfit, very Bruce Timmish. I mean, we were, yeah, for sure we were influenced by all that stuff, like Gendy Tartakovsky, Sam Jack, all those guys. We were right there. Same kind of, not only influenced by their work, but we were influenced by a lot of the artists who influenced them. And that influenced our animation style and kind of vice versa. So this was one of my designs too, like for a villain. We love these like tank treads. And insider scoop, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, we were actually very close to producing a vinyl toy of Misfit, this main character. We were really close. We were in talks with a Hong Kong toy designer who was proven. He had produced, I don't know if do you guys know the toy line called Scary Girl? It's actually a property. They made a feature film out of it, and so the creator of that toy, he started off doing designer toys. His name's Nathan Gervasius. He's actually from Australia, Jeffrey Beats, and great guy. Know him, met him, and connected with his toy producer. And so we were in talks to produce a toy out of this series, but it ended up never happening. It's another design there. This was like for an old wizard, like, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of teacher character here. This is crazy. Total blast from the past. Oh yeah, this was one of the like princess versions I did. A royal miss. We had names for them. They were all like Miss something. Miss Fit, Miss Understood, I think, or Miss something. A bunch. Oh yeah, that was one of my designs. I think I drew her as my sketch. Oh, what was her name? Man, I can't even remember all these names. And then she was chained. So we thought like the toy, if it was made into a toy, would be attached to like a little side character, which we thought was kind of cool. Man, I love these ideas. Then we did a comic strip. I didn't draw this. We hired a friend of ours. His name was Rody Montijo. I might have looked at one of his books on stream before. He did a book called Pablo's Inferno. And he is also one of the original designers of Happy Tree Friends, which is a wildly popular internet series from the 2000s. So Rody did the original designs of the Happy Tree Friends, but we hired him to do the comic strip of Misfit here. Some more drawings. This is crazy. We just put her in all these kind of scenarios where she could die. It was kind of gothy teen girl. Then we did these emoji too, and we had turned these. I told you guys we designed buttons. We turned them into buttons, so we did these little emoji with her face. Man, that's crazy. This is crazy that you have this. But cool, so cool. So for Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, I will do a little sketch in there for you, and thank you for sending this. It's like a total blast for the past. When he initially reached out to me, I kid you not, that actual day I was going through some of my old books and I found my copy, and I was like, oh man, I totally forgot about this. And then sure enough, he was like, hey, would you be willing to like sign this for me? And I was like, what the? It's crazy. Okay, let's see. Catching up here. Mute. I thought you said his name was Newt. No, it's Mute. Super fun designs. Thank you, Phil. Asparagus on a rampage. Newt, is Carrie here? What? I see that. I like the villain's look. Nice. Shelby would never let her wander. Oh, I know what you guys are talking about. Did you work on Dexter? It looks like the same animation. I didn't. That would have been amazing. But it's those same guys. It's Gendy Tartakovsky, the main ones. Gendy Tartakovsky, who did Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack. Primal is a new one he did. He did the Hotel Transylvania movies. He did a short-lived animated series called Symbiotic Titan. There was one other with a group of people. And he just released a 2D animated film on Netflix called Fixed. It's like an adult humor one about a dog who's about to get fixed. But he's incredible. Oh, he did the Star Wars Clone Wars 2D animated ones. Amazing. I think Samurai Jack is probably my favorite work that he did. So he's a huge influence and inspiration on the work we were doing, and like vice versa, right? We were kind of all doing similar things as far as animation styling at the time. And then another one is Craig McCracken, who is the creator of Powerpuff Girls, Wander Over Yonder. What was that last series that he did? Foster's Home for Imaginary Children. Amazing designer. And we got to meet him and talk to him. And we were even we like pitched stuff to him before. So yeah, there's a lot of like, what do you call it? Like simpatico, like very similar influences and interests that we as an animation team liked with those guys in LA. And so it just kind of, there was always a conversation between us. We were always crossing paths. And so, but we never did get to work on Dexter's Lab. That would have been amazing. Cranberry says, I like a lot of designs. Thank you. They feel so old to me, but thank you. The only thing holding this IP back was you didn't call your company Rocky Road Publishing. Rocky Horror Picture Books. I have a Scary Girl blind that is signed and not open. Nice. That is awesome, Jeffrey Beats. Yeah, Nathan Gervasius, man. That guy is incredible. Super nice guy. I still keep in touch with him. And like maybe about a year ago, I saw his film when it was released in the theaters. It had a limited release here in the States in the theaters, but I reached out to him and I said, dude, because he has been working on Scary Girl for 20 plus years to get that on the big screen. So I was like, so cool to see it. And yeah, he's a nice guy. And his toys were awesome. Jay Ryan's theory is that Adventureland is based on Kamandi the Last Man. Great colors, Zade Comics says. I like how she looks perpetually traumatized. Yes, that's on purpose. Looks great. Mark's Music Obsession says. Emo, just cook some onions. Dry your eyes out. Shelby's in the house. How are you doing, Shelby? Long time no see. Shelby just finished. Is one of those artists that can do this, but finished his Shelbtober, drawing a new drawing every day of October. Amazing. Some bangers in that group of drawings that he did. They're incredible. So go check those out. And he streamed each and every one of them, of him drawing it. So I don't know how you do it. I could never do that. I can't even get one stream out, let alone 31. Don't see a copy of that book on eBay at the moment. Mark's Music Obsession says. I don't know. Clone Wars 2D animation. Compare that to the work of Jack Kirby. It allowed me the chance to quote Jack's reaction from his grave. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. There's a lot of controversy with that. I thought it was amazing. I love that series even now. I don't like the 3D series as much as I like the 2D series, although arguably people say the 3D series is more accurate towards George's original vision. The 2D series was just, I don't know, there's just like a super cool factor, and the way that Genndy Tartakovsky directs action in animation is amazing. So really cool. He's a good dude. Don't let Jay Ryan tell you otherwise. Jay Ryan, also another one who cranked out like image after image for October. For what did he call it? Jaytober. I'm paginating the whole shebang right now, then off to do Halloween stuff. Nice. Have fun. Happy Halloween. There are amazing pieces. Philippandro. I grabbed this from Shelby. Rocky. Oh, did you post something? Oh, nice. Creature Collection homage edition. Wait. Is that right? Okay. Just picked up that book from him. That's awesome. Shelby, I believe it's in pre-launch right now, Shelby, right? This book that he's putting together. Amazing stuff. I'm just always amazed at how he can just crank. Shelby is just a machine. All right, let's see. How do I get out of here? So many buttons. Okay, whoops. Let's go back here. It's a Shelbtober sketch, by the way. Nice. Love that cover. Shelby, amazing image. Very Halloween appropriate. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna softball it at the beginning. Then we're gonna get into the Batmans, and then we're gonna end with the shebang of Absolute Batman Annual. Here's the first one. I forgot all about this book because issue 1 came out, I don't know, 4 months ago, maybe? A while ago, and totally forgot it. I thought I missed the boat. I can't imagine there's like huge runs on Robo Wolf, which is a unknown IP. This artist is great. He's a great artist, but he's not like a known artist, at least that I know of, in comics. And so you can imagine it's tough for a book like this to really get some traction as far as comic book stores carrying a lot of comic copies. And when I found the first one, it was just an accident where I saw it on the rack and there weren't that many copies of it. I think I got maybe the last one. And so, and then I never heard of issue 2 coming out. And I thought maybe I missed the boat and maybe I'll hunt it down later. But surprisingly, went to the comic book store on Wednesday and they had issue 2 out there. And I think I got the only copy of the issue 2 that they have. So this is Robo Wolf. Artist and writer is called Jake Smith. And immediately when you look at it, the thing I love about it is it's got that old school 80s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy feel to it. It's really cool. I mean, this guy's like Shredder's second cousin, right? So it's cool. The story was really fun, and it you feel like you're playing with your action figures when you read this. And he was probably posing out some of his action figures while he's doing it. But it's fun. It's got these fun characters. The main story is Robo Wolf, and he has a daughter in there that she gets kidnapped, and so that's kind of the motivator of of him. And they're just a bunch of bounty hunters, like doing their thing. So it's really cool when you take characters who have a very like seedy job or seedy past and then insert that human element in it, father-daughter relationship. It's really fun. The artwork's really a really fun thing that, you know, this is not a style that's really common out there right now when you think of comics. So it's just fun. It's refreshing. It's enjoyable, and just, yeah, just plays around with the 80s action toy figure tropes. Colors are crazy vibrant, and I think he's doing his own colors too. Is this in focus? Yeah, that's in focus. Who gave Shredder chainsaw hands? This guy did. Yeah, why did this second issue take so long to come out? I don't know. Yeah, who knows? And I mean, you know, if you're coming out with something that is not a mainstream book, you don't have all the resources that, say, somebody drawing Batman or X-Men has, and it's up to you to kind of finish the issue and get it out there. Like, I don't know what their schedules are like, or their release schedules are, but you gotta imagine, you gotta, like, dare I say, you have to have all your books ready to go and get them out at a consistent pace. A consistent pace. Otherwise, you run the risk of being forgotten. You know, and like I said, I really liked the first issue, but it hadn't. The second issue took months to come out, and so I almost already forgot about this, and I almost thought, like, kind of wrote it off, like, oh, I guess I won't see the rest of those issues. So fortunately, I did get this issue, and, you know, I'm excited that I can get back into it. But that's you know, that's the challenge of comics, and especially being a new creator or a new artist, is the consistency that can make or break you. You know, it's cool. It's doing some cool stuff with his, even though the colors are really vibrant and dominant here, he's doing some cool stuff with, like, the shading that he's doing here in the ink work. Even these toys feel, weapons feel like toys that come with your action figure. I love the aesthetic. It's cool. Wow, look at that. Robo Wolf here being dissected or rebuilt. Not sure. Probably rebuilt. I mean, if he's doing it all, writing, drawing, and coloring, I can see why it takes as long as he did. But I'm not sure how many issues are in this. I'm going to assume 4 at the very least. I don't think it's an ongoing series. So you would think that for something new and a new creator, you just should have all 4 done before you even get into the idea of releasing this. This is awesome. Chainsawing through a car. Oh, it's got some Toxic Avengers. So he's hitting all these very memorable 80s toys designs. That's fun. Man, we had it great in the 80s. For those of you who are probably similar in age to me, or a little older or whatever, we had it great in the 80s with the kind of stories that came out, the properties, the IP, the weird toys. I don't think there was ever a period that was as good when it came to, like, media like this than the 80s. That is bananas. So cool. It's got a lot of great expressions. I love his designs. Really unique and distinct. There she is. Oof. Whoa. The main Shredder dude just got his head blown off. Dang. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Didn't look at this ahead of time. This guy looks like he's out of Street Fighter. That looks like it's out of G.I. Joe. So, yeah, he's just hitting those nostalgia buttons left and right. Look at that. Look at that Mignola toy. That's cool. No shoulders. Come on. Is that the end? Oh, yeah, that's the end. To be continued. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could do a quick search. What do you say, AI? Okay, it said, yeah, it's a 4-issue series. First issue came out May. Second issue October this week. Third issue December 24th, week of Christmas. And then they don't even have a date for the fourth issue. So there you go. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit more consistent, or just compile it all as one graphic novel and be done with it. It's cool though. It's fun. If you're into this like 80s nostalgia, characters, action, over the top action adventure, 80s movies, this is a fun romp. Really cool. And but you gotta have patience with the release schedule. I'm not familiar with this artist. Well, he's no Barry Windsor something or other. There's the new Hollow Bean from Zaid Comics. That's hilarious. It's a booger that glows, Awesome One says. Lime Jello. Meek Millbop and Slim Steady look interesting. Right? Yeah, I don't know what their names are. I mean, other than Robo Wolf. Even the names of characters that we were growing up with in the 80s were incredible. Like all those Transformers names, the G.I. Joe character names, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters. Yeah. Never had a toxic toy besides all the toys covered in lead-based paint. I was just talking to my friend about that. The Voltron toys, the old Voltron toys, the first Lion set that I had. I remember, and I actually kept that. I have it in my garage. I kept the piece of paper because we were sent a notification telling us, you need to mail your toy back. We're going to send you a replacement because there was like lead in the paint of that one. It's like, wow. Read the first one, loved the art, thought the dialogue was a bit corny, but I'm sure that's what they were going for. Yeah, I think so. You just got to embrace the like cheese of it, of the 80s. R.I.P. Motorized Shredder, probably a better fate that befell him in the 2012 cartoon. 80s is the new 90s. Emo grew up with Kate Disney. Dang. I know, we had it good. We really did. The kind of stuff that we were allowed to watch and allowed to like become fans of. That stuff wouldn't even fly these days. All right. Wait, I gotta cap this. Excuse me. I gotta cap this blade. Okay, so this is the first Batman and Robin that I picked up. This is the last issue of Batman and Robin Year One. This has been a 12-issue arc, all by Mark Waid and Chris Samney. And it's been awesome the whole way through. It's been a great run. Just super solid. The story's been great. It's been good. Really cool things that they're doing, specifically with Clayface as one of the main villains. Clayface and Two-Face are the two main bad guys in this. But I particularly like what they're doing with Clayface. I don't know if this is just to seed in the DC's audience's minds Clayface, because they are coming out with, I believe it's a feature film on Clayface, which I don't know. Who knows where they're going to go with that. But he does have a prominent role in here. And it's different than... My favorite Clayface is the Batman the Animated Series one. I thought that was just an amazing character. And they kind of... His design in here actually is very influenced by that. But they use him in a totally different way. And then they give him another form, which is this masked humanoid form, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, I've enjoyed this series a lot. It's 12 issues, so if they make a graphic novel all compiled in one, it would be really thick, unless they're going to break it out into different volumes. But Chris Samney is one of those artists. I mean, he's hit that level already where they're willing to produce artist editions on his work. He's, well renowned in comic book circles as being like an artist, kind of has this classic, very strong storytelling, very traditional style, Alex Tothian quality to his work, old school classic style to his work, and it's so good. So I would love to see, if they did some sort of artist edition. They did one black and white edition. I think it was of the first issue. But yeah, his artwork in black and white is beautiful. He's had an artist edition produced of his work of his run on Black Widow, or a limited series that he did on Black Widow, which is totally sold out. The artist edition is totally sold out. So yeah, he's great, really good, and he's also one of those artists that does the I think his October is called Battober, and he'll do like a Batman drawing every day, or at least he used to. So I don't know how he does it, because he was working on this regularly. He works on his own creator owned stuff, and he also did an issue of Batman: The Long Halloween, the last Halloween. Like, he's crazy. He's all over the place. But yeah, he's got a great grasp on storytelling, comic storytelling, sequential storytelling. He stages things really well with like his action sequences. It's very clear what's happening. And then he's got some great acting in there. He's just an all-around great artist. And the colors have been nice. They work well with his graphic flat style. Look at these expressions. Beautiful. Like a lot of appeal on the faces here. That's the second character we're seeing explode. Man. Comics these days. Yeah, look at that expression. It's awesome. A lot of just humanity in his drawings. Some artists, it's a stylistic thing, but some artists just have their like stock faces and expressions they go to. I feel like Chris Samney's really looking like in a mirror at his own face and like trying to craft expressions that really enhance the acting of what's going on. I always hate when you read certain books, and even some of my favorite artists, like from the 90s, sometimes they'll have their face will be in this like cool pose, or one of the recent books that I looked at, the X-Men, it's like X-Men Alpha Age of Revelation, something, has a horrible title. It has that artist who's one of the hottest artists right now, Simone DeMeo, and he's got so much appeal, and like he knows how to draw, but every expression in his in at least in that book, and I'm assuming in the way he does, was just like a pinup expression. It was just like a cool dude expression. And it had nothing to do with what the characters were saying. So it was like, cool pose. And they're like emoting. They're trying to emote like this very harrowing situation or this plot point. And the characters are just, I'm cool. And it just felt like a bunch of pinups. And not to dock him as an artist, but when you see somebody use expressions that enhance the story and enhance the dialogue, then you're like, oh, wow, that's so much more engaging. Like, I didn't get a sense of any of his characters in that book that he did. And you get so much of the personalities in what Chris Samney does. Mark's Music Obsession has got to run, Rocky and crew. Happy Halloween, everyone. See you later, Mark. Thanks for coming by. I know you had a busy day today, so thanks for stopping in. Too bad the names made the promise that the character designs couldn't follow through with. They put the Boy Wonder in spandex again. It's awesome. This is year one, so it's early on before he became Robin, like officially. I mean, I think he was called Robin, but at least in this story, this is like pre him established as Batman's partner. So that's why he's in the like spandex, Elfian spandex. Robin's touching a weird yellow thing. Whoa. They're breaking the mold with the Clayface movie. Huh? Timmy Mellow's in the house.
And the Guardians are headed to October.
You know what, Timmy Mello? I was mentioning earlier that I don't really have any Halloween plans. I actually might be like, yeah, I might be like solo in the house when Halloween this evening, but I might just sit around and watch the World Series. Go Blue Jays. This is game 6, and they can win it all tonight on Halloween. That would be amazing. Maybe you're watching it, Timmy Mello. Why does this top come down into a tiny, tiny skirt? It's just one big shirt, and then he's got a belt, I think is how it works. Bruce, dress your MFing kid. Yeah, he's got so much money. Get him a better outfit. Art was better in Robo Wolf. Oh, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 likes Robo Wolf better than Samney. Dang. Short shorts were popular on men in the good old days. Battober is a clever pun. See? Bat instead of oct. That's right. Shelbtober, right? Jtober. This is a child. Disgusting. Negative 12 out of 10. Dang, guys. Really? Yes, it's got that old school feel to it. And that Samney's got his classic. That's cool. Come on. That's cool. He's got this classic influence in his work. He's really good. Really, really good. I love his Batman too. He draws a killer Batman. There you go. Dynamic duo. It's some of the story gets a little dark, but it's a lighter story, I would say, than the typical dark Batman that we're used to. This is a preview, Dan Mora, for some DCKO crossover. But it's great. It might not be some people's cup of tea, but I really enjoyed it, and I love Chris Samney as an artist. So this is the end of the series, Batman and Robin Year 1. I think I've looked at every single one of the Batman and Robin Year 1 issues on stream. So yeah, conclusion of the series. I'm just curious as to what the next format is. They're going to do something with this format in the future, whether it's a compiled graphic novel or which, could work, or several volumes or an artist edition, who knows. But it does deserve another format, and it kind of lends itself to it. So there you go. Batman and Robin Year 1. They really captured the subtle gayness of Camp 60s Robin. There you go. I mean, I love that old show with the old TV show. And it's like that's the time period of this comic. It's because he was an acrobat. He was a trapeze artist. That's why. It was before he became like dark and gritty like Batman, like Nightwing, or he's not the like Damian Robin. He's Robin. Robin. Okay, let's see. Happy Halloween, everybody. Pixie shorts, exactly. Bruce can still do better. I agree. He could. Batman's partner, even Rocky's picking up on him. His little minion looks ridiculous. I may be solo in the house. So my theory that you canceled Wednesday's show because... Stop it, Mo Biggs. I always have to be careful about the words. They can always be taken out of context by Mo Biggs. I have a werewolf book I'm going to read and work a long 16-hour double overnight. A werewolf book I'm going to read and work a long 16-hour double overnight. Oh, boy. That's like the setup for a good horror movie right there. Rocky sees Robin he's reminded the good old days of short shorts. No, I grew up in the period of like Jams. Do you guys remember that? Are you guys old enough to remember Jams shorts? Those were all the rage. They're basically like horribly oversized Hawaiian shorts. And they had crazy patterns on them, but everybody wanted Jams, but they were big. Like that's where I grew up. Like everything was oversized, too oversized. I'm not from the short shorts era. Started without me, John says.
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
Start over. I can't do that, John. That's like 2 hours ago. Scary how long this has gone already. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I did not think it would go this long, but I love it. I love it. This is a Halloween episode. 659 subscribers, 10 likes. Hit that like, everybody. Happy Halloween. Always good seeing John. Emo Trash, why are you yelling? She doesn't like short shorts. She's offended by the short shorts. John, and where were you exactly not trick-or-treating without us? Hello, Rocky. Did you... That was a funny thing that happened. I think Jeffrey Beats, he might be asleep now, but Beats was dropping some links, photos in Discord late last night. And I was up. It wasn't that late, but I was up like responding to them. And John came out of nowhere and he was like, "Why aren't you sleeping?" He's had some cool ones. He had some cool ones, Emo Trash. Just not your cup of tea. The elf trapeze, I get it. It's not your cup of tea. Robin is one of the most embarrassing character designs of his era, yet they have persisted with it off and on for decades. Yeah, just gotta like honor what's there and build off of it, I think. It's a callback to the first appearance. Exactly. Callback. That's what it is. Short shorts. Yeah, we're going to get there. Awesome one. Get ready. What is the chat lag today? Crazy. He was a trapeze artist and circus. So gay. Well done. Love it. Trapeze artists still wear better outfits than that. Told Rocky I plan to carve a pumpkin to eat candy. Robin was originally intended to be a representative of the reader before the innocence was lost. That's right. All the trapeze wearing kids. I love giant shorts, Cranberry Langer says. Factory I work in is indeed haunted. You have jam shorts, Cranberry Langers? I'm wearing 2 pairs of gym shorts. That reminds me of that episode of Friends where Joey like gets angry at Chandler and he wears all of his clothes like all at once. Who wears shorts? We wear. I get the reference. I'm offended because no one ever gives Robin a dignified outfit. They had some cool ones in like Batman the Animated Series, I thought. They kind of kept it, they reference this original, but they made it cooler. I loved how his cape was like black on the outside in the animated series, black on the outside, and then the interior was yellow. Really cool design choice. Rocky, we have no other interesting plans, so feel free to go as long as you like. All right, we're going to do that. Is Joker wearing an orange wig in this book? No. Except for the Teen Titans cartoon from the early 2000s. Yeah, that was cool. That one was cool. That one spun off of, or had a lot of influence from Batman the Animated Series. Same designer worked on it, or one of the lead designers on the animated series went on to showrun Teen Titans. His name's Glenn Murakami. He's a great designer. So, yeah, I remember that one's great. It was before they got like chibi cute. Yeah, it's true. I mean, you'd argue that even if they were trying to appeal to kids, everybody loved Batman more anyway. How can you compete with Robin's costume with Batman? I mean, he's based off of a bird, a robin. Batman had the bat thing going. I have shorts that each down the halfway down my calves. Those were jams, for sure. I personally thought it looked gay as a kid as well. Yep. Yep. Nightwing was kind of dignified until like 2015. Well, the original Nightwing costume, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Sean can corroborate this for me, but the original Nightwing costume was designed by Brian Stelfreeze, who he's an awesome comic book artist, and he's got such a graphic representation of his style. It's like really hard edged, and he uses blacks and whites really beautiful, like black and white art really beautifully to like lead your eye and stuff. And I think he designed the original Nightwing costume, which was awesome. So yeah. It's the yellow and blue one. I wasn't in the state of mind to do the ear torture emo trash. Wait, what are we talking about? Skipping through this song. Oh, are you talking about Teen Titans? Okay. Batman, the Long Halloween, the last Halloween. This is the last issue, number 10 of 10. See, thank you for writing on here, DC, number 10 of 10, so that we know how many to expect. That's always the question I have with these limited extended series. This is the last issue of this series for those who have followed me as I've shown each one. You know that each issue of this series was drawn by a different artist, and they are doing their best homage. They're keeping with their own style, but also doing their best homage to Tim Sale, who was the original artist on The Long Halloween, which is one of the top Batman stories right now, or one of the top Batman stories in history. And Tim Sale passed away, so this was a story he was working on with Jeff Loeb. Didn't get to finish it, started it, and so as a tribute to him, they hired all these artists to draw their own issue in this long Halloween story. So Matteo Scalera is the last artist on this, which is awesome. He's great. I watch a YouTube channel called Ink Pulp that he's part of, a podcast that he's a part of with a couple other artists, Eric Canete and Sean Ryan. And he also is drawing the Nemesis, is it called Rebirth series with Mark Miller? He's a fantastic artist. He's Italian. So yeah, it was cool to see that he did he was put as the last artist, the last issue artist on here. And I think he also has a Kickstarter going on, if I'm not mistaken, running right now called Fourth State. I'm not sure. You have to look it up. Just type in Matteo Scalera Fourth, and I'm sure it'll come up. It's cool. He does these cool like perspective. He does this a lot. Like this, like it's not even warped, but it's like a kind of a specific perspective that he likes to draw his characters. It's got this nice loose Euro style. I like the colors. Dave Stewart he did the colors on all these. How's this Robin costume? This is better, right? With the full body pants. This is kind of based off the Batman the Animated Series with the yellow outside and the black interior. Oh no, I think it's reversed. I think it's reversed in the animated series with the black outside and the interior is yellow. I think so. That's awesome. Yeah, Matteo does great action stuff too. Really cool action stuff. Jeffrey Beats was saying that it was a little dull. Like he liked this issue, but it was a little dull. Beats, if you're still in the chat, I bet you're asleep. That's cool. That's a cool spread. So one of the main characters in the Long Halloween, the original story, is Harvey Dent's wife. And I think she's kind of part of the story too in this one. I will be honest, like, each one of these stories, if you had asked me, like, what's the overarching story going on, I couldn't quite tell you, which isn't good. It's almost like because it was a different artist every time, I would get distracted by the, like, oh, wow, this is Mateo Scalera's interpretation of Long Halloween, or this is Bill Sinkovich interpretation. And you almost read the issue as like a self-contained issue, and I never thread together all of the overarching story. So I need to go back and read all of these in order, in context, and see if I can get that story. But yeah. See, he's a cool looking Robin here. He's still got the big shirt, but he's not wearing the elf pants. He's got the cool guy hair. That's cool. That's a cool image to end on. It's great. That's a great Two-Face. I love this like burnt flesh look here. That would be cool to do a costume like this for a Two-Face costume. It's cool. Some of at the back of each one of these issues, Long Halloween, Last Halloween issues, they do these like process sketches and interview the artist, which is always fun. All right. Cool stuff. So that's the end of that one, which is great because, that takes off one more out of my box that I have to spend on, and I can leave more room for new ones. So Batman The Long Halloween, Last Halloween is done, finished on Halloween of 2025. Also wondering whether they're going to do another compilation, a graphic novel, or something. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on one second. Sorry, 1 second. I got to do something really quick. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, sorry about that. You might hear vacuuming happening. You guys still there? You might hear vacuuming happening now. Unfortunate timing, but that's what we get when we stream on Friday. Okay, let me catch up in the chat, and then we're gonna get to this guy. Let the comments begin. Mo Big says, the problem with that Teen Titans cartoon is I try to watch it but can never get to an actual episode because the theme song was unbearable. Ah, that's what you're saying about skipping the song. Got it. I like the red emblem suit more. Is it a 10 out of 10? That series, no, that series is not a 10 out of 10. But I really like what they did. I like that each artist had their interpretation of Batman. I think the story was probably the weakest part of that. So yeah, but it was worth it. It was worth kind of sticking with it all the way through. I think all the artists, I thought I would probably like maybe like 6 out of 10 of the artists, but I actually enjoyed each issue. I think each artist brought their A game to that series. Dumb Shark. Yeah, that's right. That's Matteo Scalera's kind of label. Could be a you problem if the numbers were high enough to keep the show going because theme song was unreasonable, terrible, and they went with Teen Titans Go. Come to think of it, that theme song would have been a perfect fit for Teen Titans Go. I never got into Teen Titans, to be honest. It was too young for me. I was all about the Batman the Animated Series. And yeah, Teen Titans just skewed a little bit too young. It was like that, Ben 10. What was the other series? Yeah, they're all a little too young for me. Fourth Father, there he is. I think he is dropping it in March. Okay, nice. Yellow Cape is a bit much. Emo dresses. What's crazy is Robin predates Alvin from Alvin the Chipmunk, so they can't even blame that cringe R on the influence. On that influence. Jeffrey Beats is still here. I thought series overall was dull. Yeah, I think it's the writing, for sure. Number 10 is great. The artwork's amazing. Yeah. Overall story is weak. I'm doing the same, Rocky. 10 months is too long to span a story. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, this particular case, yes. And they didn't, from what I remember of the story, of all the stories, the 10 issues, is it didn't really push the needle in one way or the other. It wasn't like a strong plot that drove it. It was just kind of dabbling a little bit, reminding us of the Long Halloween, the original Long Halloween here and there, throwing in every cool Batman Rogues Gallery character they could. So there was not a clear like, oh, this is the big last Halloween moment. So yeah, reads better at trade paperback. You're probably right. Always love seeing a good pencil preview work. Yep. Wish I could have bought that Catwoman cover. Oh, this one, the Adam Hughes one? Yeah, that's cool. Adam Hughes drawing Catwoman is always a win. That's awesome. Shelby drew a Banana Man. He did. I think I was on that stream when he did us. Rocky telling us what to do. What is on your reading list? We're being left unsupervised. Not sure about this music, John says. It's slim pickings, John, what I can do with copyright-free music. No granny music. I'm watching Task at the moment. What's Task? I'm watching a plate of Chinese food buffet go into my body. I like that channel. Thank you, Rocky, for this display of your deep and abiding respect for the chat. I want to watch Foundation on Apple. I've watched a few episodes of that. There's some cool stuff in there. I didn't stick with it, though. There are some cool concepts in there. I didn't read the original book. I like Lee Pace, that actor. Do you guys ever remember that show Pushing Daisies? He was amazing in that. That's where I kind of got into like him as an actor. But yeah, there's some cool concepts in it. Cool sci-fi concepts. That's exactly what I was doing. He's calling bangers. Stop it, Austin. That's one joke too far there. Bangers, how did you not know? BWS. Very insulting. There we go. Uh-oh. You guys are feeling it. Got the alternative cover for Absolute Batman Annual. Was it the one that you posted in Discord, Jeffrey Beats? The did they even show it back here? No, I don't think they show it here. That was a cool cover. Pig feeder lady left grain all over her. Lower down the back. I read all of Batman last Halloween. It was okay. I agree with Rocky. Great for the artist. Teen Titans was definitely what kept me on DC as a kid. What, you didn't watch the epitome of cartoon superheroes? What? You didn't watch the epitome of cartoon superheroes? Teen Titans, the serious version? That was not the epitome of cartoon superheroes. It was called Teen Titans. Judging by the theme song, I thought it was called Teen Titans. I was there for the first version of Teen Titans, but the neutered Teen Titans Go is kind of an example why Cartoon Network or WB Animation's going under. Yeah, I mean, it was popular. It was way more popular than... Teen Titans Go was way more popular than the original Teen Titans, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Are we going to do this? Are you guys ready to do this? We're going to start swinging. This is Absolute Batman Annual #1. 2 stories on here. Daniel Warren Johnson wrote and illustrated the main story. And then James Herron, another great artist, wrote the second story in here. And both of them have, I'd say their art styles kind of, there's, like if I had to make a category for art styles, they would both be in the similar category. It's kind of like influenced by anime, but not obviously influenced by like action anime, and good like designers, really gritty style. Kind of feel similar. I do like Daniel Warren Johnson better than James Herron, but it's kind of cool to see them both together in one book. When this image was released, people were like, oh, okay, they're going there already. This was like, I think the first image when they were advertising that Daniel Warren Johnson was doing a story for Absolute Batman. And if you think about everything that we've already experienced with Absolute Batman, the stories that have been told, that whole line, putting Daniel Warren Johnson on that is like, oh my gosh, that is like a pairing in heaven. Like he is built to draw that kind of Batman. So that was exciting. Already we got this like Klansman, idea of, racism or whatever built into this image already, just with this. So there was a lot of like, oh, when this first image came out, I remember there's a lot of people going, oh, is Batman going to be fighting the Ku Klux Klan? And so that's what we were waiting for, to see how he was going to play this out. And then DWJ, I think was it at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con? I can't remember, but somebody posted an image, a sketch or a commission drawing that he did with Batman, like basically breaking the neck of like a hooded police officer or ICE officer, ICE, the immigration enforcement. And so that set off all sorts of internet fire with what Daniel Warren Johnson was saying. That's a hot topic right now in the news. Immigration, how ICE as an agency is going about it, how the government's dealing with illegal immigrants, and like, you're seeing harrowing images of people being ripped out of their homes, but then on the other side of the aisle, you're seeing images of like, gang people that have been here illegally, like have slaughtered and raped people, so it's supercharged, right? And wherever you land on that, you have to admit that it's just like a very, very emotional, highly issue. And so for Daniel Warren Johnson to draw that image, that image, that commission sketch, he was making a very clear stand, less so even than this. This is like, oh yeah, okay, Batman's fighting, white supremacists. Okay. But for him to do that and show Batman breaking the neck, like brutally killing a police officer, basically, made you go like, oh, okay. So he's going there. So there was a lot of, at least for me, being such a big fan of him, there was a lot of like, I wasn't worried, but just like, okay, how is he going to do this? Is he going to do this tastefully, or is he just going to go all out and like offend a lot of people? Like, who knows? So I took all that with when I sat down to read this. And when I picked this up, I was immediately just said like, okay, I just want to sit down and read this now. I wasn't going to wait because I really wanted to see how it played out. So, so here already in this first image, like extremist bombing, like any, extremist, we're already in the political environment that we're talking about. And so here's Bruce, and this is Dad. This is a flashback, and this is pretty classic Daniel Warren Johnson storytelling. He loves setting up backstory, I think, in maybe all of his stories that he's written. He's really keen on the like flashback backstory. Like that's one of his storytelling go-tos. And so here Bruce is with his dad, just kind of talking about the news. And Bruce's dad is saying like, I'm only one person. I'm a teacher. I'm all I can do is just like influence people of knowing what's right and wrong. And as we know in the absolute line, this Batman is not measured by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. He's already extreme to begin with. So you can see like the counterpoint being set up. Like his dad's like, oh, he's not like a vigilante at heart. His dad is just trying to like do what's best and like influence who he can influence in his sphere. And we're already setting up here like Batman's about to go in and like kick everybody's butt and just, take no prisoners in his approach. So what I do love about this is he's trying to set up the heart story before he gets into the brutality and the violence. He's trying to set us up here, giving us young Bruce and Dad, like father-son thing. You can kind of feel like where he's already gonna take the story. And then we get here. It's like, oh, this is such a sweet dad-son moment. Little like, quick cuts to the like flaming wreck we're about to walk into. And then he goes here, which take all the politics out of it or whatever, the statement, the political statement or whatever. That is a cool image. That's crazy cool. And it's really impactful. And just like the character, Daniel Warren Johnson is going all out on how extreme he's approaching this. All right. Let me see where you guys are at right now. Let's see. Cranberry says, I'm definitely not ready. Yes, the one I posted on Discord is the annual. Okay, cool. Nice. That's a cool cover. The way Rocky stopped reading most comment aloud just in case. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Let's see. Big back man. Yeah, big back man. How does it every time, no matter how PG I make them, he may have some sort of PTSD? Because you just slip it in there. Like you'll start it off pretty normal and like, oh, okay. And then there'll be the like zinger in there. Ice officer. Yes. What? Bruce's dad being evil? No, he's not evil. He's actually the kind of the moral compass. Well, one half of the moral compass in this. Cranberry's already fed up at this point. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Get them all out. They were given the opportunity to leave, be able to apply for citizenship later. I guess to some extent I kind of am, but I become more creative with it, I guess. If I got busted for slanging crack and they took me away from my crying non-existent kids, nobody would feel bad. Yep, I hear you. I totally hear you on that. I'd take in your non-existent kids. Sweet, he's grabbing his neck. Yeah. It's not like, oh, he's stopping the officer. No, he's snapping his neck. Like extremely snapping his neck. And my thought is like, okay, let's take it out of like now, like with immigration. In that moment, like if you're a kid and say your dad is a police officer, like how would you feel looking at that image? Like, oh, this is a Daniel Warren Johnson image. And, oh, wait, he's killing police. Like, how would you feel, about that? I don't know. I'm not going to read that book because of that, but I agree the art is really good. That's fair. I always get judged by people who don't know my life. Don't get high on your own supply, Mo. Why should I pay someone else's markup when I cook the bombest rock on the block? Whoa. The whole panel sequence was not necessary, but yet here we are again because of hubris and the inability to read the room in DC. He looks like he's about to body slam Bruce, his dad, which would not be surprising because Daniel Warren Johnson does love wrestling. No, Bruce's dad looks like he's about to strangle him. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Okay, so we're already invoking a certain label imagery here, right? Got it. Okay. That's fine. We can understand that. And so there's this like tent city. Priest is here. I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth, like step through this because I think it's worth the discussion. So there's this priest here, and if you don't want spoilers, sorry, but he's helping out these kids. These like, well, right now we see displaced people. And then Bruce goes into town. It's like a small town. It's called Slaughter Swamp. Already giving us the vibes of like, okay, we're in a small town, southern community or something. And Bruce goes in there and he meets up with this like gun shop owner, buys a bunch of equipment. Good old Bruce, trying to be somewhat measured, says, hey, just the non-lethal stuff, right? And the guy's like, yeah, non-lethal stuff. And he's just asking him a lot of questions, just telling him, hey, keep to yourself, don't worry. And then as Bruce walks out of the store, or maybe right outside of the store, somebody's getting mugged by these guys with pig masks. And they already, right here, DWJ is establishing that these are foreigners, these are immigrants, because she's speaking Spanish. And the commentary is like, what's that language you're spitting at us? There's all this very like incendiary commentary of like, you're a foreigner, get out of our small town here. And they're pretty violent with this kid and the mother, the innocents with this like horrible pig masks. And then Bruce jumps in here and he's swinging thick fist. This is just a precursor of how the action is going to go in this issue. Again, regardless of the politics, that's pretty amazing. That is DWJ right there. That's what you're expecting from him as far as how he's doing action. And they start, retaliating against Bruce. And boom, this is a neat little plot twist. The gun store owner is actually part of that gang too, part of that group. So he clobbers Bruce from the back and they pretty much overwhelm him and just like knock the spit out of him. And then this priest who was set up here at the beginning, helping out the folks, stops them. So he's like a local priest, and he recognizes some of these gang members and says, hey, I know you, don't do this. Don't be violent. I've known you since a kid. And so he's like, if you want to throw in, this is just like a storytelling trope, you want to add in a moral compass, put a priest character in there because doggone it, they represent morality. It's kind of ironic for the, as far as the Catholic Church's reputation over decades. But anyway, that's his role, right? So he kind of calls out this kid, and then they all take off. Like, so saves Bruce, in essence. Bruce is in this guy's home. He's like rehabilitating him, bandishes him up. Bruce sees this picture, and he's saying like, oh, I guess he's a veteran or something, or like was maybe he wasn't in the war, but back then when he was younger, he protests against violence, like in a peaceful way. That's how I go about helping this world. But the world's kind of going to hell, but I can do all I can do. And Bruce, Batman, is convinced like, okay, we got to get back at those people that just kind of were doing this horrible thing in town. So the priest is setting up like, there's all these displaced people, innocent people, and they're getting attacked unnecessarily. I stop them as I can, but that's only one thing I can do. And Bruce is like, no, we're going to go and we're going to take care of this. Are you guys with me so far? Mo Big says, I wish white Americans would stop tormenting these South American dreamers with gang violence. This is like a third grader's understanding of the situation. Flaming retards. It's not foreigners, but illegal foreigners. Cranberry is upset. That's okay. Mark's music obsession is watching at my new lady's house. Well done, Mark's music. Hi, vacuum. Sorry, you guys. It's just the timing. Pig masks. Will Pig Fader Lady get confused? Possibly. Yes. Well, have a happy day. About to go get some birthday food for brother. Have a happy Halloween. Awesome one. Thanks for being here. Their EBT was cut off, so they're hoping she'll feed them. Oh my gosh. Priests and morality do not exist in the same rooms with each other. Not all emo trash, but yes, it's a little bit. I think it's easy to like, you can't put like, if you were going to use the spiritual moral route, like religion, faith-based, it's very hard to identify what a modern day pastor would look like. I feel like as a design, a character design, story design, that priest collar is instantly recognizable. Now, whether or not it invokes the same meaning that it used to decades ago, that could be debated. But I think as far as like a design, putting that white collar, boom, priest, that guy's the good guy, the moral guy. And so that's why people default to that. I'm just proud DWA had the courage to get this message out. Just poor economic migrants trying to grift. She says, hey, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. MMOLF? Can we think of a new letter designator? Lady friend? Happy Halloween. Mark's friend. New lady. MMONL. Who's scratching at my door? Hang on a second. Okay. You guys still with me here, right? Reverend Leghorn. Boy, I say boy, I don't told you not to go no city gang starting up trouble. I love is it Foghorn Leghorn? Was that his name? That guy was a great character. Her name is Michelle. MMOM. Another M. All right. Happy Halloween, Michelle. Okay, let's keep going. So, here we go. We're going to the encampment now. The colors are crazy good. This is Mike Spicer, who always works with DWJ. Great colors. Works really well. We go to the encampment of these displaced people, and the police arrive. This guy who looks like the dude from Walking Dead, what's his name, Negan or whatever, he's like the leader. And the police come and and so this was one of my like moments when I read it. So this guy's name is DJ, and if you guys can, if it's not obvious, you can kind of make a connection of what Daniel Warren Johnson is trying to say here. He's not naming it after himself. I will say that. So this guy's DJ, and he's the leader. He was the leader here during the gang fight that you know by the like tattoo he has on his neck. And the police come and he says, we can't let you do this. And then there's a beat and then they laugh. So now you know, oh, the police are in cahoots. Surprise, surprise. Police are in cahoots with this evil dude. And they put on masks. Again, made me go, jeez. And then the setup. Now he says, let's clean up this town. So here's all the like poor innocent people in their tents running, freaking out, getting beat up by this horrible gang. He's saying things like, I am the new truth. I am power, pure power, white power. And then double pager, krabooey, Batman breaks his arm. Politics aside, incredible image, really impactful, beautifully drawn, and yeah, amazing setup right here to there. And this is the image of the thumbnail actually that I posted up here. So I would love to see this original art here. Daniel Warren, this is like well, other than that flamethrower picture, this is the first like clear shot of Daniel Warren Johnson drawing absolute Batman. And like I said at the beginning of this, he was born to draw this kind of stuff. Like this is right up his alley. So yeah, really cool. All right, you guys still with me? So we are Eminem. Oh my gosh, Mark. That's too cute. Foghorn Leghorn. Better than the rapper. That's right. I'm proud of Cranberry for not making a melt in your mouth, not in your hand reference. Oh my gosh. He didn't need that arm anyway. Yeah, I guess not. No, bit too much at this juncture for me. Oh, wait. Are you talking about his comment or are you talking about this image? Maybe both. Okay, let's keep going. Look at this Batman. So cool. Broke that dude's arm. And so now Batman, and this is something that, okay, my cat's driving me crazy. This is something that Nick Dragotta would do too, the regular artist on Absolute Batman. This level of power and violence is what Absolute Batman is kind of about. And so DWJ is right in there, man. Boot to face. One thing he does exceptionally well, this is going to sound weird, is having people's skin like folds, like the smashed in look. He draws that really, really well. Here's his wrestling move. He pile drives the police officer here. Pretty much kills him. Holds a gun up, that gun store owner. holds a gun up to that kid's head. The gun store owner does. And I love this, like, swah. And then he hits him in the face with batarangs and then just knees the crap out of his face. This is very DWJ. Artwork is top notch. Storms are brewing. Colors are killing it. The guy goes for a gun, shoots at Batman. Batman don't care. Smashes his face in. Beats the snot out of him. He's just all out. This is uber violence against the bad guys in the story. And then the police officer, the priest, jumps in front of him, just like he did when he was saving Bruce Wayne earlier in the alleyway. And he says, I don't know how to make it better. I only know how to not make it worse. And he said, this isn't the way. And this is pretty impactful. This image, I've seen a lot of people online talking about this image. And this kind of represents absolute Batman, which is like extreme Batman. This is my way. Full page. Lightning strikes, rain dropping. Super intense. Then now they're going back to the Nazi headquarters or whatever it is, and Batman's coming for them. Again, regardless of politics story, this is what you want to see Daniel Warren Johnson drawing. Absolute Batman and the Absolute Batmobile. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Gets in the car or the Batmobile, and you can just feel the setup. They're all freaking out, trying to get ready. They know he's coming, and he drives the whole freaking truck through the house in this double pager. Beautiful, beautiful drawing. This is just awesome action going on here. I love the lettering. I love the staging. Look at this drawing of Batman, like ripping he pulled his, what do you call it? The bat symbol axe off. And he's like chopping people down. Pulls out his flamethrower. Burns the whole thing down. So it's pretty clear Batman is just decimating the bad guys in this. And then the priest comes, and there's a guy who's like hurt, still alive, surprisingly, after all that. And he keeps coming to like heal this guy, or, help the helpless, I guess. Maybe this isn't the Batmobile. Maybe this is just a truck that he took. It basically looks like the Batmobile. So now he's like flashbacking between him and his dad, Bruce is, after he just killed everybody, driving on his own in his huge, humongous truck. He's having this flashback about his dad and that moment from the beginning, the talks that he has with his father about approaching things with peace, not violence, blah, blah, blah. And so this is the DWJ stuff right here, these kind of heartfelt parental moments. And come to find out that the image, the photo that Bruce found in the priest's office was of him and his dad, and Bruce's dad. So there's this little connection point there, that his dad stood with this priest back when they were younger. And that's how they stopped violence. That's how they stopped evil people. And then they have this moment talking about, I know you're going to do the right thing. You have to just be yourself, blah, blah, blah. And it ends here with Batman kind of, I don't know, upset with himself, sad that he failed his dad. I'm not sure. I mean, I think that's what it is, like as far as the story he's trying to tell. And that's the end. This is really impactful end image. And you could feel the story kind of going this route. But there you go. So the people that I have, and I'll flip through the James Heron story quicker in a second here, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. The people that I heard reviewing this story, there's some people that are like, yeah, take it to the like white supremacists. And if you don't like this, then I hate you, which is typical response that you'd hear of anybody of any political affiliation these days. If you're not with me, you're the enemy and we're going to destroy you. But one reviewer did say, like, I feel like this is a great story and everybody who's getting upset about it missed the point of what the real story was in this. I kind of disagree with him, but I would definitely I'll tell you guys why, but I'd love to hear, and I'll catch up if any, what people say, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Like, is it a bunch of nothing that people are getting riled up of, and are they missing the point of the story? But I'd argue that Daniel Warren Johnson is the storyteller here, and he crafted in a way that if that is the story, peace over violence, and the moral struggle of wanting to violently attack your enemies, if that's the story, I feel like he distracted with a lot of stuff that he didn't necessarily have to overemphasize in this. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the chat. I'll catch up here and then we can I think I already know what Cranberry Langer says. This is why I don't read Big Two comics anymore. The messaging kills the book for me. PFL can attest Rocky is a huge admirer of Noisy Kitty, yes. They call that a brutality. Props to DC for editing out the scene where Batman picks up the rifle and just says, just this once, and shoots Joker in the neck. Ouch. Woo. Yeah. That one's probably coming. Let's see. The propaganda, good art, but your messaging, no. Mo is a master joke crafter. Mo makes chat art. Nice. Absolute Batman and the Nazis. Wow, that is humbling to hear, but since I'm immune to humility, it really fed my overflated ego. This just got even better. Emo trash says, yeah, he's very talented. I just don't need pretty lies and idiotic stories anymore. A forehead size amount of pride. Idiotic stories from idiots. Cranberry Langers. We know where he stands. Someone left a $500,000 cat truck with keys in it around. Fueled up too. I think he took the keys from one of the guys that he smashed their face in. So is that legal? Is that okay? See, discriminating against them. This is one of those days when Batman is teetering on the fragile edge of being a villain. Yes, and that story is pretty consistent. Batman story, which is awesome, right? Like, Batman is the avatar that we all live in of like, oh, if I had all the money in the world, all the abilities in the world, and I could get my enemies, what would I do, right? And then on that edge of, oh, but violence took away my family, my parents, and turned me into who I am I only as good as my enemies when I cross that line? So that story has been told over and over and over again in Batman stories, and it's a great story. And then you counter that with like somebody like Joker, who is this horrible villain. There's no doubt in our minds as the audience that he is the bad guy or one of the bad guys. And the things he does, the moral choices he makes are reprehensible. And yet, you know, he is a sliver of the other side of the coin with Batman at times. So yeah, that makes that dynamic so interesting, and it's a great villain to Batman's hero, and you know, vice versa. Rocky, can you pin one of John's recent comics about me? Sure. Let's see. Where's a good comment? John. Here, I'm going to pin this. John's comment, LOL. It's the new Batmobile. Yeah, is this the one? Is this like the origin of the new Batmobile? Maybe that's what it is. You're probably right, Jeffrey Beats. Because it looks like the Batmobile that they've already introduced in the regular series. So that makes sense if he's like taking this and making it the new Batmobile. You can't not tell your stupid perspective and keep it out of your superhero books, morons. But good art. Just to wreck the reality of this, you could not drive this cat truck in the city. The roads would crumble under it. Even to get from a mine site to somewhere else, you need to take it apart. You're absolutely right. So true. If only we weren't such complete slobbering morons, we could pick up on the subtext that immigration laws are inherently evil. Only ours, of course. Brunson's here. What's up, Brunson in the house? How you doing? Happy Halloween. Story kind of feels like an insertion of politics that distracts from the mainline focus of the plot. It's political filler. So I agree with you wholeheartedly, Timmy Mello. I feel like Daniel Warren Johnson, I don't care what his politics are. And surprisingly, he seems like a really like chill dude. So the stand that he took on this makes me realize like, oh, okay, like he feels very deeply about his politics or his worldview, to the point where like he needs to make it very clear where he's standing. And that's not a bad thing, right? That's his prerogative. He's the artist. He's the writer. He can do that. Now, but I feel like that takes away from any heart of this story because you're already alienating a whole subset of your audience by going this route. And then by making it like a cartooning, like a caricature of the enemy, and it's echoing what one political side is saying about another political side right now, right here in the times that we live in. And you're echoing those same words, the same imagery, the same attitude. How could you not? So, for example, as a conservative, how could you not look at this and say, you're basically saying it's okay for Batman, a hero that I grew up with and I love just as much as a progressive or a liberal loves, hates me and wants to like smash my face in and like destroy me and burn my house down and all this kind of stuff and thinks I'm a racist, fascist, Nazi. Like that as a fan is like, oh, like that kind of like all of a sudden I'm not on Batman's team. You know what I mean? Like it's so weird. And so, but he had to have known that, putting that into this story. And how could you not, if you know that and you're smart enough to know that, and you want to inject that into your story, any other story you're trying to say, any kind of moral stand that's supposed to be relatable to the reader so we can see ourselves in the story, we can relate to it, it can resonate with us, that's out the window for the people that you are standing against. So as much as I love his storytelling and the kind of stories he tells, I feel like he missed the mark on this one. And I feel like he sacrificed the true story, the real story that can apply to any side of the aisle by injecting the political baggage into this, and doing it in a really cool, entertaining, beautifully executed way. It just kind of just like absolute Batman. I won't even go into like the regular Bruce Wayne and his struggle, but this absolute Bruce Wayne, his torment or his struggle with, am I more like my dad? Am I more like this priest? Or am I just going to violently bust my way through this life? There's some nuance in there that Daniel Warren Johnson's trying to pull out and trying to help us empathize with, especially, with these flashbacks with his dad, with the priest, and then this kind of image. Like, you're trying to get us to empathize with this basically kid and his dad and what he feels about his dad and like maybe failing his dad or whatever. But you just obliterated all that with the political message in there. And that's a shame. You know, that's a real shame. I feel like he could have told the same exact story and not politically charged it, and it would still have had the same impact, the same, and it would have given anybody who read this that connection with it. I think he could have done it, you know, but he chose specific imagery, specific words, specific moments to not do that, and he lost it. You know, he lost it, and he lost it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not super political. I do have my political leanings or whatever, or my beliefs in the government and the issues, the human issues that we're dealing with now, you know, especially as a parent and all that. So I do have an opinion, but for me reading this, I'm like, you lost it, man. Like, all I'm thinking is you just want to like piss off and tell everybody, F you police, F you defund the police, F you ICE. And I'm like, man, you just lost it, you know? And that's how I feel at the end of this story. I mean, I'm like, dude, like, all the elements were there. You just missed the mark, you know? So yeah, that's my feeling on this. Now, well, I'll catch up in the chat, and then I would love to hear what you guys think. And I know some of you guys are already putting in what you think, but I also want to just have a small discussion on where do you go with that? You know, like I can see people, and I know of people, and I've heard of people just like, that's it, it's over. Like, DWJ is off my list. That dude's out, you know? And how do can you separate that? That's a choice up to everybody. But for me, it's like, wow, like, he's such a great storyteller, such a great artist. I admire the heck out of him. I love what he's doing for the medium, the influences he's bringing into it, the artistry, all that kind of stuff. I love his YouTube channel and all that, but like, I feel like he missed the mark with this. It didn't work for me. It was, you know, offensive on certain fronts. Do I just throw all that fandom out there, out of the, out the door? Like, is that it? I'm done. And me as an artist, just purely as an artist, I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I really like his art. I like his stories. I want him to keep doing it. And I kind of respect that, you know, he can say what he wants to say. But yeah, somebody I read, I read a comment somewhere else where they were just like, what if the shoe was on the other foot? What, you know, how would the response be if it was politically leaning in a different direction? How would people respond to that? Would they be okay Batman doing that? And of course the answer would be no. That, you know, that'd be in the like 5 o'clock news if he did go that route. So yeah, anyway, let me catch up on the chat here and say, Absolute Batman is mad at bangers for not knowing about. DWJ says 97% of them think this is the cringiest thing he's ever made. Also, that the story idea came to him on election night. Really? Do you have a link to that, Phil? Is that an article or something? I would love to read that. That would surprise me if he said that, but I would love to read that. He's just a little extra murdery today. Love this comic, Brunson says. Cranberry Landers is still upset. Still, this stuff turns a section if the reader's off. Yep, for good. Yep, no matter how good the artist story. Yep, yeah, and I think that's a shame. Oh my gosh, what just happened? This has done this before. What just happened? Hang on. Oops. Sorry. What just happened? I feel like this has done this before. It's the Halloween ghosts. Okay, let's try this again. need to find a new... do I need to cancel out of this? I need to find a new driver for this overhead cam because this has done this to me before. Oh my gosh, now what are you doing? Ghosts in the machine. Okay. I think we're okay. Okay, let's see. So wrong, Rocky. So wrong. Be nice. Rocky doesn't get out much. It's like, what the heck? Sumo Thori says, I gotta go eat lunch later. Chat. Respect to Rocky for his choice of pinned comment. What is going on here? Stop. It's going crazy. You know what? It's okay because we'll just skip that. We'll skip that. If I can't get this working, we'll just skip that second story, the James Heron story. I mean, it's cool, but I don't know what is going on with this camera. Okay, that's right. No. Why are you doing this? All right, let's just talk. We'll just talk. We can do that. And we can also do the poll. I'm an old Jim Shooter style editor. An old Jim Shooter style editor would sit and ask what this would have to do with the direction of the comic run and likely turned it down. Yeah. Happy Halloween, Sumo. Been chowing down on the Milky Ways and Almond Joys. I'm not a big fan of Almond Joys. Snickers. Where's the Snickers? Thanks for joining, Sumo Thori. I understand if people who are more right-leaning won't like this, but Batman isn't fighting Republicans here. It's straight up Nazis. It's true. It's true. I think, though, that... And I think he could have kept it that way. Right. Even if he didn't call them Nazis, and just made some sort of like fictional organization, right? He could have kept it that way and stopped there. And that's been done before. I think what's so charged up is, one, the Republicans from the extreme left, the Republicans are all being called Nazis, right? Our president's been called Nazi, whether you believe that or not. That's the term that's coming out there. So that's already a charged label. But there were other things that he did. I'm not even talking about the like, oh, the innocent immigration, like that. That's one, but like the main guy is called DJ. The police being involved and like the masks and all that kind of stuff. That's really specific to the debate going on now of whether or not you agree with how the government's handling immigration, illegal immigration. So I think that's what took it over the top. You know, that's what took it over. And he definitely, DWJ definitely took, made it very specific. He made sure to put that in, that like wink nod kind of thing of like, this is about what's happening in our world right now. That's right. That's right. He could have used Brother Blood instead. Yeah, exactly. Brunson says, I don't know, villains are villains. I respect that. I think he was drawing ham-fisted parallels, which was the style at the time. You start a new title or you just don't get their stuff anymore as long as they keep proselytizing out in their books, but you can tell your political points in other venues. I mean, you can. That is an approach you can do. For sure. But I mean, I Okay. I really love Michael Jackson. Like his music, I was just listening to it last night as I was working. Like Michael Jackson's amazing, right? There's a whole bunch of allegations for Michael Jackson that have come out that are horrific, and that I think there's no smoke without fire. So regardless of whether or not things were proven in court and all that kind of stuff, there was something weird going. And Michael Jackson was an odd character and lived a very different life than the rest of us, and had a horrible childhood, and became the human that he was. But I love his music. Now, do I agree with every choice that Michael Jackson made and who he was as a person and the moral choices he made? Probably not. Does that mean I never listen to Michael Jackson's music again? That's a line a little tough to cross for me. Maybe that's just me. But that's the whole question I'm asking, as the separation between art and artists. Maybe there's no one way to approach that. Maybe you can't say, okay, if I don't agree with you as an artist or your political views or your moral choices, I'm never going to support you. I'm never going to look at your stuff anymore, listen to your work or whatever. And then you just do that every time. I feel like you would probably, at least for me, I would probably not listen to anybody's music and or look at anybody's art if that was the bar, right? Or that was the filter. I think it's like you kind of pick and choose what is a non-negotiable for you and what's not, right? Like, and there are lines that have been crossed with certain artists or certain entertainers or whatever that I'm like, that's it. I'm done with you. I don't care how great your music is. So it's not so clear cut. It's not so black and white that you approach it only with one thing or in one way. So that's what makes it tough. And this DWJ story is one of those that makes me like I don't really agree. I feel like as a storyteller, not even politics, like you made a misstep here. Even if this was told from a different political perspective, he made a misstep here, and it hurt his audience. Maybe it gained him more audience, because if people are 100% on board with his political message, he gained new fans that way, and maybe it balances out and he doesn't care. I don't know. But I do know that he's offended a lot of people, like Cranberry Langers or, other people that I know. He's offended a lot of people, and that would hurt. And as an artist, I don't know. You're supposed to rock the boat. You're supposed to cross the line. That's what art does. But is it too far? So I'll even bring up another artist like Frank Miller, right? Frank Miller is one of my all-time favorites, greatest of all time comic book artists, in my opinion. Revolutionized the medium. I love all his work. Stylistically, you guys make fun of me when I bring up his new work and stuff. I still love it, but whatever. Frank Miller is very opinionated. He's not afraid to rock the boat and step on toes. He came out with a book called Holy Terror right after the 9/11 attacks, and pretty much pissed off mainstream audiences because it was very targeted towards Muslim people, and because he was really angry. He was angry at what happened to New York and how we were attacked, and he wanted to create art about that. It's a beautiful story. It's incredible. There's some amazing spreads. I'll look at it another time. Actually, that would have been cool if I had looked at it at the same time now, but my camera's acting crazy, and we've already gone so long. But it's worth a look, and it's a beautiful piece of comic storytelling. Some of the things he does sequentially in that are amazing, stylistically amazing. But it kind of got Frank Miller canceled for a good stretch of time because he did that. And the question is, whether or not you agree with his opinion on that, should he have done it? If you ask Frank Miller, should you have done this? I saw that Frank Miller documentary, and he talks just a smidge about Holy Terror in there. and what happened. And he was kind of like, I was kind of angry and I just had to do it. He didn't apologize for it, but I got the feeling that he was like, maybe I should have like pumped the brakes a little bit before I did it. Do I agree with that? I don't know. It's a snapshot in time. I love Frank Miller's work. He wasn't wrong about some of the things he was saying. He was just very angry about it. Would I have wanted him to like mellow out a little bit and not go so hard? I don't know. He's Frank Miller. Like, that's what he does. So would we look back on this DWJ thing and say, it's his prerogative. He's the artist to do it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. Even the guy whose arm Batman snapped, people were comparing to resemble a prominent figure in culture. Oh, really? DWJ did an interview on a small channel called Comic Couples Therapy for something like that. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. That's really good. I'd love to hear what he says about all this, because he must be fully aware of what's happening. Must be being asked it all the time. Still better than that Harley and Ivy cover. Yes. The ghosts are here. I know. I'm sorry about my camera, guys. If the title was Progressive Construction Worker Batman, I'd know what the story was. This is just absolute Batman. Yeah. That's a cool shirt, by the way, Rocky. Thanks, Cranberry. Fair enough. Ironically, the almond is my least favorite part of Almond Joys. What? I'm more for the... Oh, yeah, they have coconut in it. I like coconut, but I don't like Almond Joys. It's like too mushy in the middle of it. Notice it says Al Gato, not Los Gatos. Rocky once again showing blatant feline favoritism. Yeah, I gotta find a new driver for this. Rocky is really taking advantage of the fact that I can't currently employ the boomer emoji. Nice. I've been eating gummy eyeballs. Okay. Didn't get any gummy treats this year. Mostly stocked up on chocolate candy. Awesome. Remember I was talking about Dubai chocolate? So it's just everywhere now. And I went to Costco yesterday and they have Dubai chocolate bonbons. I got those. Maybe I'll crack those out tonight. That's fair. On to the next issue, Brunson says. Once he gets yucky, that's right. That's right. I'd like to hear from who agreed with the previous administration's handling of immigration, but that's just me. Yes. Rocky was listening to You're Not Alone while petting his cat. The only cat came in the room purring and he shooed it away. MJ was the king of pop. Man, he was amazing. Gotta throw out some. There you go. Halloween, man. I was listening to his story album last night. So many of those songs are still like so current. Amazing. Nobody's doing this. Nobody did the stuff that he does. However, one of the things that's one of my favorite things to watch, one of my favorite doom scrolling things to watch, are all the AI MJ stuff. Have you guys seen that? With like MJ, they taking Michael Jackson and like, it's really good AI of him like stealing buckets of chicken from people or going to Starbucks. They're amazing. It's an obvious parallel, and it was a story to show his political message. That's all wrapped in an absolute Batman package. I have the right to step away from the ideas. You do. You absolutely do. I wouldn't let MJ's ghost babysit my non-existent kids, but his music is still good. Entertainers are just entertainment. Start talking politics. They make me laugh at the idiocy. I mean, there's some politicians who, when they talk about politics, they sound idiotic too. So, it's kind of part and parcel of it all. I just appreciate that he shared his message to Absolute Batman and not a book with competent character design. That was an amazing backhanded slap, Mo Biggs. Amazing. Lindsay Rose is in the house.
Roses are red. Violets are blue.
How did you miss it, Lindsay Rose? Discord, let us know. YouTube notifications, come on. Are you getting ready for Halloween? Is that why? Look up Elvis Presley's take on politics. All entertainers should learn from him. Nice. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. He values his political point over a main story or a story which would naturally occur. That's my opinion. Everybody got the right to write and do whatever. Yep. And you have the right to give them money or not. Absolutely. And that's the beauty of freedom, you know. I do feel like he took, the political story was more important for him. It comes across as more important to him than the other story of like violence versus peace. So that's like a classic story, right? Like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. dichotomy. Sorry, the vacuum noise is quite loud. John, fondue Rice Krispies. You say I've never tried the thing. Sounds amazing. Frank Miller forever. Right on, Bronson. I am with you, my man. I love me some Frank Miller. Rocky running long? Nah, I don't believe it. It's Halloween, man. Okay, I'm gonna get through this and we're gonna poll. Wow, you'd think I'd remember your chocolate fondue. Chocolate fondue is amazing. We used to go to this fondue restaurant that's not around anymore. It was called, The Melting Pot. And they did the whole, you ordered a several course meal, so you could choose the fondue and the hot oil or the hot cheese fondue, or I think you got both. And then they'd have the chocolate fondue as dessert. Amazing restaurant. Sad it's not there anymore. But the best part was by far the chocolate fondue. As much as I love cheese, as much as I love like sizzling hot oil, cooking your meat in sizzling hot oil, the chocolate fondue was the best. Is this Rocky's stump speech? Nah. Told you I'm not super political. I was at work, but I could have been here a bit sooner. No problem, Lindsay. It's great you're here. We still have a little time. We still got voting. Even if you don't know what we're voting for. But go back and watch the stream. You can do that. That's the magic of YouTube. And the vacuum cleaner is very loud. I prefer coconuts, Comrade Sammy. I also like almonds. I dislike the almonds most. They can't be really fresh either. I can't imagine them being really good almonds. Never tried Dubai chocolate. Looks good though. It is good. It's sweet. It's really sweet. Had kind of an annoying day. That's too bad to hear that, Lindsay Rose. Hopefully you have some Halloween plans, maybe. Or you could go back and watch the stream. It'll make it better. The Sora MJ stuff slay me. I know, they're amazing. I saw one that had like MJ, Tupac, Elvis. What was the other one? It was like a bunch of different people who had passed away. And they're getting so good. But the MJ stuff is like flawless. It's amazing. I saw one with, what's the guy in the wheelchair? The super smart guy in the wheelchair that passed away. They made a movie about him. You guys let me know in the chat. But they've had some amazing AI videos of him, like high diving or like racing in a Formula One car race. Incredible. If you ever want to hear MJ's real singing voice without the high pitch, listen to the 2000 Watt song. Okay. Nice. Fondant is not food. Not fondant. Fondue. You've been to the Melting Pot? I've been there. Yeah. I think it's a chain. They used to have 2 locations nearby, but they both closed. I don't know what's going on. John was highly praising me in chat, and I told Rocky, the pinned comment? Yes. I think the chocolate fondue was the best out of all of it. I think I pictured cheese being more delicious in fondue. I love fondue cheese, but you can't beat chocolate. You just can't. Hawkins, Stephen Hawkins, thank you. Stephen Hawkins, yes. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Okay, nice. All right, let's get to the vote. All of this to vote. And I love that you guys have all stayed in here. Sorry, it's getting really loud here. I'm going to mute for 1 second. Okay, let's get to here. And So these are the books that... Where's this? These are the books that were all there. Let me get the link. And sorry, Mo Biggs, I gotta take your comment out of the pinned messages. So I pinned the link of the poll in the chat. So for those of you who are new to this part of the chat or this part of my stream, I like to do the favorite book of the week or the books that I review and do a poll and see what everybody thinks. We've gone through different polls, YouTube poll, my own manual polls that were really clunky. But now we found one here. This is through strawpoll.com. You can do like these free polls on there, and it's worked pretty well. It worked pretty well last time. So this is the link. So what I do is I post each book that I reviewed on the stream. And when you click on that link, you can vote just once for which one was your favorite one. Now, I know some of you haven't seen the whole stream, but that's okay. But this is the current one, and just vote for whatever. But what I like to do too is whatever wins in the poll, I like to change the thumbnail so I can remember which book won for that week. Right now, my current thumbnail is the Absolute Batman Annual, which we talked in depth about. Oh yeah, I'll go really quickly review the books that... I guess I'll just have to hold them up to my camera until I can get this thing to fix. So the books that I went through today are this book, which was sent to me by Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. This is a book that my company, my studio produced called Little Lost Ghosts. It's a little picture book, storybook that we did with our own characters and designs in it. So that's what the Little Lost Ghost is. The next book that I went over was Robo Wolf number 2, which I looked at Robo Wolf number 1 several months ago when it first came out. It's a fun like 80s toy action kind of story. If you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, or whatever, it kind of has that flavor to it. Great art style. Batman and Robin Year 1, number 10. Oh, sorry, number 12. This is the last issue of this series. Chris Samney, Mark Waid. Batman The Long Halloween, Last Halloween, number 12. Sorry, number 10. This is the last issue of this series too. Artwork, Jeff Loeb's the writer. Artwork by Matteo Scalera. And then finally, the controversial Absolute Batman, annual number 1 by Daniel Warren Johnson. He did the main story, and James Herron did the secondary story. I'm sorry I didn't get to flip through that one. It's good. It's not as impactful as DWJ's story, but it's good. I mean, it's got good artwork in it, and yeah, it's good. It kind of ends weird, but it's cool. It's kind of cool. James Herron artwork. He also wrote it too. So there we go. Currently, Little Lost Ghosts. Oh, where's my pie chart? Why isn't the pie chart showing up? There it is. That was weird. Jip me out of my pie chart. Little Lost Ghost winning 50%. Wow, I'm so honored. You guys are just doing that. Just doing that. Vacuum cleaner sounding hurricane. Yes, sorry about that. John is giving Mark all the hot tips before he makes like Rocky with the Halloween candy and seizes the means of... What? Jeffrey Beats voted. Jeffrey Beats, you're still awake? What the heck, man? Get some rest. I swear Royal Kingdom is the pop-up that never goes away. Royal Kingdom. What is that? Did I miss that? Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 obviously voted Little Lost Ghost. I'm gonna assume. Was the Halloween one worth my vote? Absolutely. How about we tie them up as a trick to you? Oh man, that would be the worst trick ever. Don't blame me. I voted for Little Lost Ghost. Nice. Thanks, Mo Biggs. All right. All this candy talk has made me hungry. By the way, Rocky, your film study title pages look awesome. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. Are you talking the ones on Discord? Huh? What's for dinner, John? Is it just me or does Shelby not frequent here anymore? He was here earlier. He was. So far, Little Lost Ghost is winning. 6 votes for Little Lost Ghost. How about that? Mark's Music Obsession voted. Awesome. Did Michelle vote? Mark's Music Obsession. You can give her the Big Boy Burgers vote. Huh? How about that? That would be very gentlemanly of you. Rocky, you're lucky Little Lost Ghost is there. It probably would have saved you from the never-ending tie war. You guys are too nice. There's a Royal Kingdom pop-up that comes up after voting. Oh, sorry. That's what you get when you get free stuff. You get ads all over the place. It's actually a great time here. 8:30 in the morning. Watched a complete show. That's amazing. Why were you up so early, though? Shelby dropped a banger joke during the Robo Wolf segment. He did. It was good. Oh, the ones in the little booklet. Film study title pages. Oh, the book I sent you. Yes. Oh, which reminds me, I need to drop one more YouTube challenge question. Basically, right now, so I'm trying to launch 4 questions. Sorry about the vacuum. I'm trying to launch 4 questions a month, and maybe 4 is not a good number. And the winner of on Discord, and the winner of those questions. So they're questions about my previous streams, just like which stream did I talk about, blah blah blah. And one of the questions, Mo, could have won this one was which stream did I first meet the pig feeder lady? That was the one. So I launched, or I put out 4 questions, and whoever gets the most answers that month wins a prize. And so we're at the end of October, and I've only put 3 questions. But right now, Emo Trash is winning with 2 right answers. I think Cranberry Landers has 1 right answer right now. So unless I put in one more question that Cranberry Landers gets, and it's a tie, oh no. Emo Trash is going to win this month. So that's why I'm wondering if 4 was a good number of questions. But I will put out another question before the end of this day. I kid you not. I will put in my 4th question. So keep your eyes peeled for those of you on Discord for that question. Mark's Music Obsession says, I did indeed, Rocky. 2 votes. Nice. We have sun here at 5. We're about to hit daylight savings this weekend. Thank the maker. Or wait, is this the good daylight savings? This is the bad one. It's been really hard to wake up, though, because it's been dark. Rocky Beats is a day ahead. He's buzzing from all the candies still. Apparently. I've been on a Wendy's kick recently. I think I'm done now. Somebody asked me to go. My friend Marty asked me to go to Wendy's, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever eaten at Wendy's before. I don't really care to start. Somebody really loves vacuuming. Yes, I'm thankful. So we have people here that are vacuuming for us, and they're awesome. So sorry, the timing's not good. I linked the Pig Feeder Lady original stream. Yes, you did. You did. That's it. See? You could have won that one if you're on Discord. It's a good one. This is the good part. This is where we go back to real time. What do you mean real time? Of daylight savings? Yes. Yeah. I can't remember. But do we lose the hour? Wait, if we're in fall, right? So we fall back. Yes, this is the good one. Wendy's is good, Rocky, as far as fast food anyway. 6:25. I know it's I mean, it's good for Halloween, but it's kind of sucky for people who like daylight. Every time it's put on the ballot, they do it backwards, where we vote to make fake time permanent and loses. Just try it once the other way. Eat Wendy's, support monkeys. I'm giving away Frosty coupons to kids for Halloween. That's awesome. We got our first Wendy's here in Mianjin. Nice. Wendy's is good. All right. I guess I'll have to try it. We gain an hour? Lose the hour? Wait. No, we gain it, right? I think we gain it. We fall back. So if it's 3 p.m. right now, it's actually 2 p.m. after daylight savings. And then we gain an hour. So yeah, we gain an hour. You lose, get the hour. You're welcome. Join the Vampire Club, Rocky. Now it's going to get dark earlier. It's true. Unless you lived in isn't there parts of Arizona that they don't have daylight savings time? I think like Phoenix, I don't think has it. Or wherever that time zone is. All right. Here are the results. Little Lost Ghost won. 6 votes. Wow. Landslide. Batman Long Halloween, Last Halloween, 2 votes. Batman and Robin Year 1, 1 vote. Absolute Batman Annual, 1 vote. Robo Wolf, 0 votes. Little Lost Ghost. That's awesome. Wow, we're going to make this the little thumbnail? You guys. That's really nice of you. That's awesome. I will happily draw in this one. Oops. Draw in here for you, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. And it's awesome that you already have Alan's sketch in here. That's really cool. You have 2 out of the 3. That'll be fun. Thank you for sending that. I'm not afraid of the dark, but more importantly, I don't have to get up an hour earlier and instead get to sleep in. That's the nice part, for sure. Only Arizona, yeah, they don't observe daylight savings. Yes, cranberries in Arizona, I believe. Oh, that stinks. Like, you live in one that you don't... You live in a different time zone than you work? Ooh. That would stink. I like that. All right, cool. Well, everybody here, have you already liked and subscribed? We're still only at 600. We were hoping to get to 666 subscribers by the end of the stream, but didn't happen. That's okay. There's still time. At least on the West Coast, daylight savings time, we still have a number of hours until the end of the day. So maybe you can tell your friends, hey, 7 friends, we need to make this the Mark of the Beast YouTube stream. So please subscribe to Rocky. No, I'm just kidding. But I hope you guys have a great Halloween, whatever you're going to do. If you're going to go out trick-or-treating, if you're hanging out with friends, if you're handing out candy or just eating candy, have a great Halloween. Thanks for joining me, coming alongside of me during this weird hour, not a normal Wednesday comics hour, but I had to, 1, open the package from Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, and also 2, talk about that DWJ Absolute Batman Annual. It's a worthy discussion. I think great art, good art creates discussion, creates conversation, and I'm more of the side of like, let's talk about it and let's agree to disagree. Let's let's understand why we don't like something or why we do like something. That makes it more entertaining, and that gives me other perspective of, other people who might have a different opinion. So I love that, and he's a killer artist, both literally and metaphorically. So I guess not literally. Anyway, thank you guys for coming along. I am working on setting up the voting choices for the next master study, number 10, the decathlon. No, not a decathlon. Super mega deca master study. I don't know. Got to come up with a cool name. Mo Biggs, hit me up in some comments with some cool names for that one. But number 10 for the master study X. That's what I think we should call it. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I'll set up some sort of voting poll, but those are going to be big ones. That one's going to be a big one just because it's number 10 and really excited to dream up what that could be. So yeah, that's coming up next, other than whatever the next Wednesday comics. And yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, appreciate the chat discussion, and have a great weekend. Cool names for what? I thought you were wrapping up the show and zoned out. Gosh. Hail rock. Okay. Yes. I think that's it, Lindsay Rose. All right, you guys, have a great one. Stay tuned for the credits. I'll talk to you later. Happy Halloween.